Hey everyone, before you listen to the episode, I just want to let you know that the audio unfortunately is a little bit garbled, and our source files for our recording that would use to fix it unfortunately got all corrupted and messed up in so many different ways it was unsalvageable. So really apologize for some of the audio bits on this one. We try to do our best to fix a little bit of it, but you're going to notice some weirdness here and there. So greatly apologize for that, and regardless, I hope you love the episode. All right, everyone. Are you ready for another exciting episode of...
What?
You got it, King.
This is the WarHams show.
It sure is.
I wonder, do I have Loot Thunder? No. I like how every time it happens, I have to always look at the audio thing to where it's like, okay, how destroyed is it this time? And then every time I have to go edit it, I'm just like, oh, okay, fine, I got everyone's audio sync. Let me go.
One of these times, Zoran, we're going to open up, and we're just going to start with the Gangsta's Paradise.
Do you think we could all harmonize? Do you think we could do that?
No, we have to practice.
I only feel comfortable doing that in the shower, so if the mic can reach there, maybe.
We'll have to practice it.
Guys, you all missed Gangsta's recital. What's wrong with you?
Why weren't you at elf practice?
Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to WarHams Fantasy, where we suffer so you don't have to. Introducing who's playing Arnold. What thing are you again? It's been a while.
What thing am I?
Yeah, what are you again?
My name is Earndil, first and foremost.
Yeah, you are Earndil, but I was talking about your class and your duder that you're playing.
He's an imperial. He's an inquisitor in training, but right now he's a torturer. Named Arnold Fleischman.
I'm playing Barin Stackwell. I think I'm a rat catcher. Yeah, I'm a rat catcher. Next up, we have Nobly Lubly, played by...
Security, the food supplies are running low. I had to eat dog food today.
You're welcome. I got that just for you.
Got a bunch
The noble, rank 2, and the high elf, and I'm one of the writers of text speech.
So am I, by the way. It was Zoran threw me for a fucking loop. Was like, who are you? Also, Speaker, if you kept breathing into the mic, I was gonna punch you in the throat.
Oh God, he was gonna come here. Oh no.
Yeah, I was gonna go over there. And we were gonna have a great time.
Oh my God.
And then finally, the one we're gonna give all the points to. One playing Zilyana today.
Hey, yes, hello, it's me. I'm Hulky Crow. I'm a voice. No.
Awesome.
You can't fill his shoes.
How dare you stand where he stood?
No gold can fill his shoes.
No, hello, I'm Odoroshirider. I'm playing Zilyana, the High Elven Knight. And I am here, ready to game. I'm a gamer.
Gamer.
Oh, I'll kill you.
Chris, get the banana.
Here's a gun.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Zoran.
I didn't load it.
one.
I can't afford the bullets. Beat him with it.
Times are hard. And
the one running us through this adventure today is Thurston Hillman. Hello, Thurston.
Hello, hi, I'm Thurston Hillman, On-Call GM. You can find me at all the things at On-Call GM. Hello! I'm here to torture these people. Yay. That's what we do here. We're here to continue the great adventure of Bogenhofen, just so you can hear me say the word Bogenhofen repeatedly in this session. I apologize to our German audience.
What adventure do you have for us today, Thurston?
Oh, I have our 8th adventure of Warhammer Fantasy, The Enemy Within. But really, it is the enemy within, because you are your own worst enemies. All right, so for today's adventure, our intrepid band of chucklefucks are in the middle of a conspiracy. They have arrived in Bogenhofen to try to contact a magistrate about Barin Stackwell's mine, and they found themselves caught up in a series of strange murders and a clear connection to the demonic. Hunting down a missing goblin mutant that escaped from the Schaffenfest festival, our heroes instead found a sewer chamber where unspeakable rites were performed, and a creature out of demonic legends attacks them. After defeating the creature, their only clues was a handkerchief with the monogram FS and the name Ordo Septenarius written in blood in the ritual site. From there, our group reached out to local law enforcement, meeting with Captain Rainer Gotrin of the Watch, and after a meeting, the entire affair was taken over and the heroes could finally rest. In the morning, our heroes learned that the mutant goblin had been quote-unquote found by another group, and the magistrate had suddenly taken ill. Unsure who to trust or what to do next, they met with the head of the Zootopia, where the mutant goblin had come from, Dr. Malthusis, to learn more, but the doctor could only point them to the Temple of Verena, where they might be able to research all of their various discoveries. Along the way out of the Zootopia, our intrepid band of Chucklefucks found another murder had taken place, and the deceased was a former charge of theirs, Ostara Foss, the lawyer in training. And we begin our adventure right where we left off at the end of last session, with a crowd that is circling a fountain where poor Astara's mangled body has been put on display, and dozens upon dozens of people have sort of circled around the area and are gawking as the body is being taken away by the Mourners Guild. Each of you have seen this, and you've kind of backed away a bit to discuss your next plan, and God help us all, we enter the sandbox portion of this adventure. All right.
No, not another sandbox.
Now, just to make sure, the lawyer was not dead when we left her, yes?
I was
No.
going to turn directly at him.
Then we have a problem.
Barin turns around I don't know. It's hard to keep track anymore.
Yes. Very well. Looking around, where she was hanging in what, the center watering hole? Where exactly are we?
You're basically in an open market here, and then there's a fountain in the center. The fountain is where the body was put on display. Very clearly, it was meant to be. Yeah, where on the map where the party token is, right?
Oh, so we are right there.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I figured it would be, at the fountain.
No, that is a different fountain. This is an area where the shop is.
That's the nice fountain.
Yeah, that's the really nice fountain, sir.
That's only for guys with the WarHams Gold membership pass.
Yeah. Are you a VIP?
I hate all of this.
Well, taking a look around, I suppose this the nature in which she died, was she slashed open? Was she just hanging there? What seems to, from a cursory glance, have killed her?
So you're not getting close to the body at this point, but you were able to see from a distance. It very much imitated the prior murders that you had seen, with the heart being ripped out. The same that had occurred with one Adolphus Cuffsus, and another murder that was very similar with the poor drunken dwarf corpse that you found in the sewers.
Interesting. So if I were to say approach the scene of the crime, would we be able to see any signs of detritus, any dried blood, anything along those lines?
Any rats?
Any rats?
No, we're not going to find any goddamn rats at the side of it.
I don't want to find any goddamn rats.
It's the goal. Yeah, so if you're wanting to, you can approach the Mourners Guild is already taking the body away at this point. There was kind of the brief shock, and then the Mourners Guild has come in. They've sort of wrapped the body and are removing it. The City Watch is kind of ushering people to disperse from the large crowd. Some of them move. They don't seem to care if anyone approaches the fountain. Most people don't seem to take an interest in it, but there's dried blood. Well, not even dried in some cases. It's still fresh in a few areas. Blood that's sort of leaking down the side and is pooled in the dirt near it.
Mm-hmm. Anywhere outside of this fountain?
You can give me a perception check.
Sounds splendid. I will make myself a perception check then.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be challenging.
Okay, sounds good. Let's roll.
Roll.
Bro,
Roll for it.
I see. The game doesn't want me to roll for it.
you roll,
I
and the
see.
game was like, nah, we're good. I think it was like a 48, I think.
Let's try again.
Was, and then my entire window froze. So
Oh, excellent.
Nice. We
Aw.
crashed Forge again.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to stream Cruelty Squad.
no.
Finally,
Splendid.
I'm gonna do a little test of not that button. Just give me a second
no.
here, chat. That breaks the illusion. Just give me a second. We'll do a
No,
little
It
fresh-
was, it was
My
a success.
versatility.
It was a success.
do a fresh
was-
Rooney.
Oh, there we go. I think yeah. I didn't get that roll, but I saw 40 on Zoran's stream before it all died. So I'll give you that
maybe like
lovely
2 degrees of
success.
success, I think.
How do you see
Yeah,
40
yeah.
on his side? He doesn't even exist.
Oh, God.
No, I saw it on your screen because I've got the
that's
stream
right,
up
the
on
physical-
the second monitor.
The physical dice,
yeah.
not the chat box. I'm like, how are you doing this, you fucking wizard?
Because I'm going to put my wizard hat on and see through time, where I see that Mecurion succeeds by 2 degrees of success, and yeah. I'll just
Splendid.
I am a witch warper.
I hate to interrupt your explanation, but I tried to refresh, and I am now locked out of the game.
Why did you do this?
I love technology.
Close out of the browser. Go back. Oh, great. I got an error. Please read. I can remove the thing. It's all breaking. It's a
It's
sign.
breaking down.
We could be using Roll 20, which broke far less.
That is true.
I think Roll 20 broke on us a lot more. I think it has a
broke
higher
more
record.
You need to understand something, Zoran. It broke more frequently, but it fixed itself just as fast.
I don't know. We had some shutdown periods.
It's working for me right now, so I
Works
don't know.
fine on my machine.
Yeah, it works on my computer.
I've reloaded
right.
it, and I'm looking at the weird cloth texture and
Steam,
It is
Earndil is
loading.
now playing Cruelty
Yeah, this-
Squad.
No.
You have hardware acceleration on, right?
I believe so.
It sometimes it takes because there's a lot of things that are loading for this. That's the problem.
Yeah, is it
It does take like a minute or two once you're at the cloth screen, but the cloth
All
screen is
right,
good.
starting on
All right,
Bob
so-
business.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
I'll roll for you,
theater of the
Foxy.
mind. My gosh, children.
World of Darkness style. Excellent.
Oh, please.
No more.
Right.
Stop.
Let's stab. All right, so you're able to look around. You can see some spatters of blood that are a bit distant from it. Probably maybe 12 feet from the fountain. It appears as though like there was possibly some initial injury that occurred there, and then there's like some small little blood drops from there to the fountain.
Do they suggest any direction at which an assailant could have come from?
Do you have any? As I sure you are loaded in now, right?
I've
Ian?
just now loaded it. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any like skills on your character that would like be good for sussing that kind of stuff out?
Well, I have an incredibly high perception, and I also have the magic elf vision. Beyond that, I don't have like a specific training in crime scene investigation or anything like that. I have an intuition, if you wanted to be mean, but I figured that like being able to tell it's like, okay, maybe like blood would have to splurt out from this angle, taking a look at that with the 2 degrees of success in my mega vision.
Yeah, you could probably. I'm just seeing like it's definitely going to be intuition here because that is what intuition is meant for. Like allows you to get a feel for your surroundings, which is what you're trying to like get a feel for where this blood could have come from, like what's going on there. You've identified that this exists. You're just trying to intuit the area, but I'll give you a +20 intuition.
Okay, sure. That will make it with a marginal success.
Yeah, you can see that the assailant, whoever it was, probably came from one of the alleys. Like this person was walking here and then something.
Like a specific alley or an alley?
So some like adjoining alley from one of the buildings here. Like likely there's like there's a whole bunch of side alleys that are coming into this because it's kind of like a meeting point of streets with a fountain in the center with a little bit of a bazaar to it. So you could tell that there's like a side alley with some buildings that the assailant probably quickly came out of and attacked this person here.
Okay. I guess hopefully having narrowed it down slightly, I'll approach one of the guards or one of the surrounding townsfolk, I guess.
Okay, absolutely.
And just say, how long ago did this crime happen?
And like the guards sort of look, well, we found the body at dawn this morning when we were doing shift change.
And what time is it right now?
It's like early morning, so it's probably a couple hours ago.
A couple hours ago. Nah, there's nothing that we can really immediately find. Do you have anyone that first witnessed this?
Just some citizens who got scared, pointed it out to us. We came here, called the Mourners Guild.
I see.
What's your interest in this, friend?
I happen to be working alongside your boss, the... Oh god, what was his name again? It's been many moons.
Yeah, so you were thinking of Reiner Gotrin, the watch captain?
Yes. I'm working alongside the watch captain Gotrin on this investigation, and I believe it may be connected.
There's like a pause and a... right. And your name again?
I'm Mecurion.
Mecurion. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to check in with the watch captain about that.
Yes. Well, I've yet to inform him this is directly connected. But no doubt it is. This individual was a ward of ours.
Oh, I see. Well, we can pass that on. He's been in business with some of the town councillors this morning, so once he's available, we'll make sure and we can pass any information on. But apologies, we have to confirm things, you see.
This would be most wise. Please see to it.
Right. Thank you. He kind of like nods and walks off towards another one of the guards. What are the rest of you doing during this?
Picking my
Mercurion's
nose.
kind of like running around and things out.
Arno is he's going to see if there are any individuals nearby other than these guards who may be lingering.
Yeah, like you can. Let's see here. What's going to be a good thing for this? You're trying to like just spot guards. Like there's a couple who aren't like running away or anything like that. So they seem to be like the ones who are pushing the crowd, like dispersing the sort of gaggled crowd, making sure that people aren't like crowding the mourners as they move off. I'd let you give me a +20 intuition test for anything like suspicious, though, if you're trying to case the area.
Yeah, that's the best I can offer because honestly, if there's no one around who's acting shifty, then it +20 roll. I'll give you an 8, which will be 5 successes.
Yeah, what you can see is there's like one person who is somewhat looking around. Typity type. Someone who is looking around, like kind of at the guards, at the mourners departing, trying to get a sense of things. They seem to be a young man, probably like 15 years old, who's just kind of like wide-eyed, like looking at what's going on, clearly wanting to go maybe talk to the guards, but not having the courage to do so.
Oh, I'll give him plenty of courage. I'll start walking right up to him.
Yeah, and you sort of like look down at this like small child who like looks up and like sees your truncheon, your symbols of Sigmar, which I believe you wear fairly openly.
Yeah.
And like there's like this like scene where the child looks up at you. Hello.
It's a very manly sounding child.
Hello. Well, I don't know. He's 15. Hello. I had my voice drop at a very.
Hey, it's me, Jimmy.
But yeah, Arno.
Sorry, they all don't sound like this, okay?
I don't know what. Fuck off. Arno will look down at him, and he will briefly. Just give him a quick look over. How poor is this kid?
Like he's not from like a completely poor family. Like his family's not like noble, but like well off enough.
Merchant, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
The shoemaker.
So, I was gonna try to coax information out of him with money, but now I will have to actually try a skill check.
So you want to get some information here? Okay. I will allow you to make your choice of either a charm or a gossip check for what you're looking for.
Let me see, which is stronger? Charm.
No, Chad, I will not do the Tobias voice. Stop.
No more Tobias, he's dead forever. Let's see here. Because I don't even know how to phrase this to the kid, but obviously I'm going to lean into the whole Church of Sigmar business, and I'll like pull up his glove and show off the symbol attached to it, a little comment. I don't suppose you have anything to add to this little scene, do you?
Yeah, give me a plus 20. Oh, dear.
Oh, I didn't even add a 20, but it's a 5.
Oh, so
it'll be a plus 7.
Degrees of success. Well, I was just wondering if it had to do with the prophet who's been here the last few days. He's been at this fountain. I was wondering if it had to do with him.
Prophet, speak up.
There's just been a man here. He's been filthy, long hair. His name's Ulfar, I think. He stands here in some of the other squares and he shouts things at them. I think he's one of those doom prophets. But he was here. He was here yesterday. He's not here now. I don't know why, but I wondered if he had something to do with it.
Of thousands. Well, be good if that were the case. Where do you think he would be now?
I don't know. He sometimes goes to different squares in town. We see him here. He comes to this one a lot. He likes this one. Me and my friends, we sometimes throw fruit at him.
Good lad. Nor the doomsayer.
That's right. Just like Sigma says. No doom, but the doom we make.
Right. Go about your business. That's about as useful as I need.
All right. Thank you, sir. And he kind of like tutters off.
Most popular square. About how many squares would you say there are in this city?
Like a fair number, probably like a dozen or so.
A billion?
A billion squares. Anytime a street intersection occurs, anytime there's something with 4 sides. 4 sides equal a square. Yes. Whip.
You can see, Arnold, there's a square here, a square here, a square here. He's pointing at the bricks.
Well, that's about as much as we're gonna get out of him, I think. Just because, like, oh yeah, it was doomsayer. It's like, Earndil knows it's not a doomsayer. Arno needs to think a bit on what a doomsayer could be. Probably a cult or something.
Yes.
Yes. Doomsayer related to the demon, perhaps. I think that'll be it for Arno, because I don't have anything else I can really go for right now.
Okay, we established Barin's picking his nose, so that leaves us with Zilyana. What are you up to?
Mecurion kind of has looking around the square covered, so we got Elfi is addressed. So in that case, I think Zilly will be sitting next to Barin, just like has lowered herself onto the ground, sitting next to him.
I'm Barin.
Just like looking at the scene, looking absolutely miserable. She's like got the big gibbly tears in her eyes. Just, we were supposed to protect her, Barin. Do you think Mecurion and Arno are on it?
Absolutely. Like, sorry, but I was.
Barin. I mean, she was just a student.
Well, she is, but you also gotta realize that dead bodies are a common occurrence where I'm from.
Well, yeah, but usually not on our watch. Well.
Very
okay. Usually not on my watch.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Look, you did the best you could. It's a very large city. Out of all the things I've quite seen, you probably have done the best in any of these guards the city's ever done.
Barin, can you give me a perception check? And Zilyana, too.
Barin,
How about the
tons
saying?
you're talking about tons of people have died on our watch. You suck.
You're fucking awful,
You're a
queen.
loser.
Yeah.
You were stupid.
All right, let's roll. Did it roll? Did my dice roll?
It's at
I think-
97.
I got a 7. I got a 78, and you got a 18 on that roll.
I got. Oh, did it show up on your screen?
Yeah, mine worked out.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Foundry. All right, I'm refreshing the page.
King Ramses.
Ramses. Tutor
I didn't
Ramses.
update anything just in fear that I didn't want to update and break something, but apparently things broke because I didn't update.
We can't. We're damned if we do. We're damned if we don't.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, sure.
So yeah, if my dice popped up as an 18, I believe my perception once Foundry loads again is like a 60 something.
Okay.
A 16.
So as with an 18, you're fine then. So as you're having this discussion with Barin Zilyana, you notice that on the side of the fountain, as like Mecurion has gone off to sort of suss out the alley and the sort of like side blood splatter, and Arnold has gone to talk to the child. You look over to the fountain and see a single rat that is moving around the fountain and like stopping by the blood pile of the deceased.
Like just a rat?
Just a rat. Single big meaty rat.
It's a big rat?
It's a chonky rat. Yeah, it's like, bigger than your standard rat. Not like abnormally sized, but like, a chonk rat.
It's got 8 balls for legs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point it out to Barin and just. Are all the rats here that big?
Oh, all right, you find. It's like, oh,
What's it sniffing around for?
Can I do a roll to see if this rat is of unusual size?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just
Did you
gonna
not
point
like
it
that
out
one,
to him.
Earndil?
We're not. We are beyond Princess Bride references.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what kind of check do you want to do for this?
That's actually a really good question because
It's gonna
The
probably be intelligence based.
yeah, and that's the toughy part.
What are you rolling for exactly?
No, we're trying to figure that out because it's like, okay, so I like this scenario, so I'm okay with having it be shit because I'm really good at handling animals, but I have
Yeah.
no idea what they are.
You can
reach up and grab it?
Rats though. You can. I'll give you like an intelligence check, but you can get like a plus 20 to it. Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
Like that
Barin,
gives
what
you
kind of rat
slightly
is this?
less than
Evil.
a 50% chance.
Yeah, eating a rat is a dead rat in Baron's eyes. If it's rat, it's
Woe,
dead.
plague be
I got
upon
a
you.
66 out of a 52, so 1 marginal failure.
Yeah.
Or,
So
yeah,
you're
muscle.
like it's a rat. That is like just out and about, which is anathema
yeah.
to you at the best of
But you see,
times,
that's
but-
just a fat rat out and about. He's out for the town. He's probably about to munch on that thing.
Oh no! Wait, I'm gonna go shoo it away.
No, wait.
What
Just
do you
have to-
mean? What? I don't want her to eat the body. I mean, she has to be returned to her family, and they gotta have like a funeral.
The body's already been moved. This is just kind of like the blood smear and like little bits that have been left over.
Let's see.
Still, the principal.
It's like, let's just see what diet this rat has been having, and I'll just start doing my Crocodile Dundee thing. I want to charm animal and try to convince this rat is like I hover a piece of jerky and I distract it with another hand and I make little tippy tap noises. I'll just
gonna
slowly go
You
up there.
you
and-
are practically skilled. You are just not intelligent.
I'm just gonna loom behind him.
shadow of big elf behind dwarf. Like, want some jerky? All right, fine. Give me a charm animal test. This will be straight, just a challenging test here.
Okay.
got it.
Oh, and I failed massively. I got a 94. It's a -3. Some people
Fortune.
know my charm animal.
You have 2 fortunes, so you could reroll that.
Yeah, I'll use a fortune point to reroll. It's an 81.
81.
Oh,
Technically, you should be at 1 remaining. That you forgot to update from that session.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I just want you to know you still
got
got
it.
1 reroll left. Okay, so the rat like looks up to you as you're coming, but then stares behind to see the silhouetted elf and just like rushes off, kind of like splashing briefly into the fountain and then going through a grate.
oh, sorry.
Oh, damn it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll teach you how to catch rats another time.
And at this point, Mecurion and Arno have finished their sort of endeavors and kind of.
Are you still talking to rats, Barin?
Some of them can still talk. I know you believe me.
Are you just yelling into the grate right now? Like, I know you.
I know you can talk. I know you got secrets.
The crowd is dispersing faster.
Right, we've just been kind of poking around. It was just poking around the body. Did either of you find anything?
Most I have is that more than likely whoever did this escaped or came in through one of these alleyways. Though, even with these blood spatters, it's hard to determine a precise angle. What have you, Arno?
Well, there was a young lad who saw that a gentleman frequents this particular location, a doomsayer of some kind. Now, if you don't mind me being a bit paranoid, I find it immensely interesting that a square that this doomsayer frequents most often happens to have an individual murdered in it, especially given what transpired in the sewers below.
Maybe he saw something. Maybe we can track him down and, I make the, punching my hand motion.
Correct.
Right.
Doomsayers have no place round here, and they're more often than not strange. So, let's try to determine the source of some of this strain, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Let us find this doomsayer, and then hopefully we can follow up on whatever this cult seems to be doing from beneath our sewers. That would be lovely.
Right.
Go down there again.
We may want to. I don't know. I want to get in touch with this guard watch captain individual. Seems to be in some sort of meeting with city elders.
I'm more scared of the pipes than I am of the demons down there. I'd go back down.
Barin raises a hand.
Yes, Barin.
Hi, I'm Barin.
I am aware.
Thank you. Why do we care again?
Mr. Stackwell, unless this situation is resolved, there will be no chance to parley regarding your mine.
All right.
If the town
I
is
don't see the
gripped by an
reminder.
emergency, we cannot get anything done.
Besides, it's the right thing to do.
Yes, I must say, Baron, there are things slightly more important than your mine. I would imagine conspiracies to summon forth demons beneath your city streets might rank a little bit higher on your gauge of priorities than your bloody family mine and your piteous substandard fortune. So for once, keep your eyes on the prize, won't you?
I highly disagree. I don't give 2 shits what happens here.
Barin.
You are, as always, unique in your...
You have to understand. If this place gets destroyed and everything else, we'll simply build it right back up like the family's always done.
But what about the people already here, Barin?
Oh,
It's
they
our
can
job to
finish
protect
their
them.
jobs.
I
Is it?
mean, at the very least, it's mine. I know that you probably care a bit more about your mine and stuff, but I mean, just think about it. Helping people and cleaning up the streets, and don't you want people to be happy?
Arno is standing here listening to this appeal to Baron's good nature. And I know where you're coming from, and I agree. However, this is Baron.
Barin thinks on this as we continue on.
Okay. So, my understanding is you're trying to find this doomsayer. Is that the current plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Searching around for him.
Yeah. So this is going to be a bit difficult because, like, pinning him down, it's a big city. It's not just going to be a case of haha perception check and you find him, because it's a fairly like large city.
I got his name out of the kid, right?
Oh yeah, Ulfar. Yeah.
So we can literally just ask locals like, have any of you seen Ulfar the Doomsayer?
Yeah, you can.
I had to stop myself because my tongue really badly wanted to add an L, and that's not correct.
Oh,
You are the Doomslayer.
The Doom. Look, it's, Doom music intensifies. You can give me to figure that out and start asking people. I'll ask for a plus 20 gossip check to like ask around people.
Excellent. My gossip is not too much further lower than my charge.
Could I also chip in?
Marginal 6.
Yeah, you can take a test too if you want.
Okay, cool.
My fellowship's 27. I'm gonna pass.
That is going to be an 8.
Showing me up.
So sorry.
No, that's
6
fine.
degrees of success.
Wait, I want to see if I can roll a 1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna roll.
Barin rolls a 99 and vilifies the town against us like
Everyone knows where it is, thanks to Mecurion's roll, but they do not tell you thanks to Barin's roll.
Well, luckily Arnold succeeded, so he slinks through the middle.
I enjoyed that this is the shit on Barin stream today. It's gossip. My 13 gossip. I was looking at Zilyana and it's like, oh, you can definitely just ask me. Oh, see, just do it like this. Excuse me here, fellow peasant. See, it's a 23 out of a 13. It's still kind of a good roll. It's not a bad roll.
it's a good roll for a 13.
Spend a fortune.
No, don't make him re-roll.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Fortune, here we go.
hate you.
No, you don't have to re-roll it. You can just get the +1 success level and succeed.
Okay, +1 success level. Added the +1 success. I don't know why I rolled a die. I succeeded. See, Zilyana, this is all you really need to do. Hello there, fellow peasant. It's nice to see you today. I'm Barin, and we're just looking around the, fine, blah, 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 and I continue with the thing.
I would have also accepted, like, hey, you, fatty. Yeah, you over there. Come on.
Hey, you, fuck up.
Arnold is standing by while Barin comes by, singing "Fatty Fatty Boomba Laddie" at someone.
Oh my gosh. All right, so like we see this from like the point of view of like Zilyana, who's watching her 3 companions each go off in a different direction to carouse with the people here. Barin is like, hello, fellow peasants. And you can get the sense most of his gossiping is actually just like him trying to calm people down after calling them peasants. We then see like Arno, who's going around talking to some people. There's very serious like conversation, like nodding. Mecurion, I assume, has like hopped up on a podium and has a small crowd of people around him, like many who are now like raising up their hands to answer his questions, and like he's pointing to them in order to get information. The result of this is that is similar for all of you, in that you learned that Ulfar is nowhere to be found today, with the exception of Mecurion, who through your grandstanding is able to discover that Ulfar's disappearance is more related to the fact that like with a public murder, typically there is like a time of mourning where like there's kind of like unofficial prophet doomsayer rules where like if someone is like brutally murdered in a vicious way, you kind of give the family some time to grieve, and you don't like stand on the site of their death and proselytize. That period is only 24 hours, so Ulfar will probably be back at it tomorrow.
I think
Am I able to find out where he lives?
Yeah, I was about to say, could we?
So he doesn't have like a permanent residence that people know.
So
like, yeah.
Here's what I'd like to say in that regard. The homeless in almost any setting tend to stick together and prefer not to like strike out on their own in the middle of like the slums. There may be like a vagrant enclave somewhere. Would we be able to try and find such a place?
Absolutely. You could start looking for that. You'd probably get the sense that a lot of that's going to be closer to the docks, probably from Mecurion successes and even yours, Arno. You can tell it's probably going to be in the western side or even across the river, on the full western side.
Okay. All right. We have no leads on him given the current situation, but I believe if we can find one of the homeless enclaves, which there must be around here, homelessness is a common occurrence. With the vagrants, we may be able to try and find where he may be staying for the time being if he is not proselytizing.
Yes, come to speak of it. If he's staying, one of these homeless enclaves might be willing to aid us. After all, they've lost several of their own recently, have they not? They're, that lovely man in the stocks. Perennial. Wasn't he a vagrant?
Well,
Was he? I mean, it would make sense.
simply assume someone is with a certain enclave is probably a bit presumptuous, but
Oh, yes, perhaps. In either case, I say that's about our only lead for the moment, unless any of you have a genius plan on how to rouse the arcane intellects of those around us.
no.
No, not particularly.
Now, one thing I do want to point out is that, you obviously have other clues as well. There are a couple of things you are still in possession of. You have some names. You have the Temple of Verena as another option. So you could certainly continue following this course of action, looking for the prophet. However, that might take up time during the day. So depending what you want to do during the day, keep that in mind.
Thurston, I want to point out real quick, we we still have, it's been a couple weeks, so if those are clues, we don't really have
Yeah,
them.
can you remind us if we're missing anything?
Because the only documents we have to hand are the inheritance, the affidavit, and the letter for Herr Kustos.
Yes, sorry. In the recap at the beginning of the session, the two things that you had were the handkerchief with the monogram that you found at that ritual site that had the letters FS on it. And then as well, in that ritual room, written in blood around that ritual site where you fought the demon, was the name Ordo Septenarius.
So the thing about the handkerchief is it's not really a clue because FS is, that literally could be anyone. So that to me is not really much of a clue.
Yeah, that's something that we couldn't really investigate. Let's look up everything that could possibly be FS.
Let's get the phone book and look
Yeah,
at
it's more like a thing where it's if we see something that is called FS, that might lead us in that direction.
We go to fucking Cathay to find a guy named Feng Sheng.
Yeah, it might be a wise idea then. There was, I remember vaguely a chapel or area that we were going to go to investigate the Septemarius or what it was. Did he potentially have information?
Yeah, that was the Temple of Verena, which was where you were told to go by Dr. Malthusis, that might have more information on some of
Okay, I don't remember that, so let's do that.
All right, let's do that, and then we'll go hit up the vagrant compound, because that we don't have any time-sensitive leads. It seems as though we've lost the immediate thing to tie people to this, so it's probably best to go look up the actual evil cult we think did it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right. So the
Zilly.
Temple of Verena. Yeah, I could.
Just giving you time to do stuff. Where's your horse?
It's stabled at the inn. I can't
All the
be
other-
riding it through the streets.
Sure you can.
What?
See all these other people? Barin
Arnold points at someone on a horse.
I mean, I guess I could, but we're going in and out of buildings and things, and I imagine that, I mean, why? Do you want to ride on the horse? Are your legs getting tired?
Yes.
Here. I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to put him on my shoulders.
Go.
Yeah.
All right.
Zilyana is now encumbered with a heavy load.
You're now encumbered. You're now
I'm
fatigued.
honest.
Now you can see over the crowd, so you can keep an eye out on things.
See how much Barin weighs. Barin weighs 4.
4. Oh god, am I encumbered?
I think you would just hit encumbered. Like if for example I said you had 5. No, you would actually be unencumbered if you carried him.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna put Barin on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh.
You get a really good view from up there, Barin.
Whoa! This
This is
is amazing.
It's how tall people see the world, Barin.
How's the view up there?
This sucks. I can see all of them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, it's fine.
That's how I gotta live.
I can finally rest my toesies, though. Thank you very much.
Your toesies?
My toesies.
His
Are you
toesies?
laughing about my toes?
Stop talking about your damn feet.
It's like,
She's laughing at
His
them.
toesies.
I always tell you, Arnold, dwarves are only small because they're closer to hell.
I mean, Mecurion, you always complain about your aching feeties.
You know, that's a completely different situation. And also told in confidence and in good faith.
Do you want me to carry you too?
No more discussion of my feeties.
All right.
Arno
Do you
unpacks
see
his-
yourself?
Arno unpacks his torturing equipment.
Yeah. like opens up the fine case, like looking at the objects, looks at your companion.
You hear the sound of like 2 suitcase tabs clicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, don't stop pulling out my teeth. I need them.
Pull out your teeth. I'm gonna pull out your damn toes if you don't stop talking about them.
No, my toesies.
Not on toesies. Zilyana, oh wait, hiya!
Comfortable. Let us move forwards into something more pleasant, like murder and betrayal.
All right. Yes, murder. Oh, gotta remind me about that.
We all love it. Let's
All right. So with this, you eventually reach the austere Temple of Verena, which is a large structure that has several sort of like towers jutting from it. It looks to be like primarily like a solid cathedral structure with a few different like wings in front of it. Each of you would know that Verena is the goddess of knowledge, science, law, and justice. Her symbols, which are prominently displayed, are scales and a downward pointing sword representing justice. And then there's also her other symbol, which is showcased in like tiny gargoyle-esque figures of owls along the upper crenellations here. It has a like set of sturdy wooden doors that lead into a worship area.
All
I'm
right.
gonna open it. We gotta go in.
Arno, should you take the lead on this one?
May as well. I think I'll have the best luck talking to them. Unless we open the door and find out they're all elves.
Oh, wouldn't that be a delight?
That would be something, wouldn't it?
I'd be so happy. It'd be like a little slice of home, like little elfily.
Probably be like off at daycare.
Pull out
Little what?
Soprano's tiny Glock
What?
and shoot you.
All right. With this, you open the door, and like as you push these sturdy wooden doors open, you can see that there's like an impressively small worship area here. It appears to just be like 2 rows of 3 pews and a like compacted sort of podium area where someone might give some sort of sermon. The pews, though they're in rows, they're slightly angled as well. Getting a sense from outside, you can tell that this is maybe like a 1/6 of the building's width is this worship area. And like as you sort of open the doors, there's kind of the like loud booming of them that echoes through, and you can like hear some shuffling from the upper basically holes in the tops of the walls that lead to the areas beyond. There is a wooden door at the far back of the worship area that seems to like start to open, and a like older woman, probably in her like late 40s, comes out. She's garbed in robes. She has like a necklace that comes down that has the scales and the downward pointing sword, and she sort of like walks out. She has a bit of a hobble to her, someone who is like clearly done a lot of labor in her life, so her back is slightly hunched, and she comes out and like looks up. Greetings.
Hi, I'm Barin. This is my friend Mecurion, Zidli, and Arnold.
Hello, Barin. Zilly. Arnold.
Still on
this
her
one?
shoulders. Oh, that's Nugget.
Nugget, and the other elf here?
Oh, and that's Nugget.
Oh, right. And your name, she says, like turning to Mecurion.
I am Mecurion Theriolin, and myself and Arno are here to question you about some recent activity in the city.
Oh, questions, good. We are always disposed to help those in need, seeking knowledge or justice. How can I possibly be of help? My name is Mother Greta Harboka.
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am. What's the most sensitive way to put this? Arno, do you know the most sensitive way to disclose our current predicament?
Well, we are looking for a particular sub-church within the city here. The Ordo, what was the word? Septic?
No, it's Pentecost or something along those lines.
She like pauses. Are you asking about the Ordo Septenarius?
Yes, I believe so.
Ah, yes, they are a semi-secret organization operating within the Merchants Guild, so I have heard. Something around the number 7. I know this because donations have been made to other temples from their agents, particularly those of Shalia and Bogenauer.
I see. Might you have any information on this subgroup? We have reason to believe that they might not be as benevolent as they seem.
Apologies, I simply know them from these dealings with some of the other churches. I was aware of them for about 2 years now, I'd say.
Any prominent members that you know of?
Not specifically, no. I simply know there's a few members through the merchant guilds. They utilize the term to shift funds here and there in town.
I'm gonna roll intuition, see if she's lying.
Okay.
Or if she's holding anything back.
Do it.
We're gonna spend a fortune on that one, boss.
Okay.
That's a 90.
Ooh,
That's way
No
too high.
building this up.
the little oopsies.
All right, that's 5 successes.
That's a
Yeah,
3.
she's not holding anything back. She is telling you entirely the truth here.
I see. Okay. Indeed, something to do with the merchants. Yes.
Thurston,
Yes.
can you remind me, how did we get referred here again?
The Zootopia. Dr. Malthus has said if you were like trying to research any of these strange like cult or conspiratorial elements, you might have luck coming to the Temple of Verena.
Is there anyone else who frequents this temple who we may speak, who may be more well versed in these smaller groups?
No, I wouldn't say so. We mostly have researchers who come to visit here. They seek to look in the library.
Ah, there's a library, eh?
Oh,
I
yes,
will
yes, of
peruse.
course, come. And she like turns around and goes towards the door. And she comes to that like wooden door at the back of the worship area and fidgets slightly with her keys to open it up. And she waves you over as she's doing this. And like Nugget's the first to like kind of pad towards this lady.
GMC.
And then opens the door and like ushers you all like past the threshold. And like as you kind of like all step through and enter into the back area, you can tell that the back 5/6 of this entire immense cathedral area is a dedicated library. It's like that scene out of Game of Thrones when they like enter into the Maester Citadel. There's just like stacks and stacks of books that are arrayed in bookshelves and multi-tiered, and there are some of those like push ladders to move around. There's a balcony with even more documents on it. it's an awe-inspiring sight of just documentation that is stored here.
Well, not exactly the Grand Library of Hearth, but a fine substitution.
Wow. So, is there anything here that points us in the direction of this stuff?
How is this library organized, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to give me specifics. He's really just kind of asking, like, if we were to look for what we're looking for, where would we go to find it? Because we're not hunting through the entire damn library.
Oh, yes.
Codex somewhere.
So she can, like, I will save the
Huh?
He's been killed.
Thurston?
Yeah, Thurston died.
Oh no, he died there.
This is the
hello?
Try again.
There he is. There he is.
Try again.
Hello?
There we go.
Welcome back.
Well, that is strange. I don't know what is going on there. Okay. The curse. All right, so she can explain this to you. She obviously shows you how everything's organized, but there is a mechanical element to this, which is particularly as long as you have the read or write talent, which I think all of you can read and write, you can attempt to research here. This can be done using the research skill if you have it, or an intelligence test, and you can basically spend like a couple hours doing that, depending if you have the research skill or not. She can dedicate her time, but she requires a bit of a donation to the church, indicating that like she can help them with their research, but like her time requires some kind of donation, which she indicates is going to be like 10 shillings.
Fuck that. No.
I'll be more than happy to donate that much.
It's way too much.
Are you sure? I think we can look through. You're smart, right?
I am, but it's always nice to have a helping hand, and this is something that money comes second to. We need results here.
Perhaps we can check first and ask if we don't find anything.
Friends, let's not be stingy. I'll take 5, someone else take 5, yes? Fair?
Zilly, toss me up books as we go.
Arnold's
okay.
going to sigh and check his own pocket and realize that I'm not doing so good. But
I can fork over 5 shillings.
how much do you have?
14.
I have a gold and 9, so I guess I'll just do it.
Oh no, I got it. Because that puts me at a golden 9.
Wow.
Okay, cool. So I'll take that, I'll get 5 silver shillings, and I'll pass them over to the lady. If you don't mind, we're on a little bit of a crunch. We could really appreciate your talents here.
Yes, of course. Well, I can help you get started and give you a bit of information. It seems from what you're looking for, you're wanting to investigate the Merchant's Guild, so I can provide you a bounty of information. And she comes over with like various books, and this, like, she takes about probably 30 minutes going around in here and collecting documents, and she presents you with information on the 4 major major houses here in Bogenhafen. There's the Hagens, the Rug brothers, the Steinhagers, and the Tugens. And I will quickly provide you with some information on all of these. First of all, the Hagens. That is their lovely family crest that I've just shared, which is like a shouting dog-like creature with a pendant with 3 moons on it. The Hagen family come from the Wastelands. They're Wastelanders with several trading contacts in Marienburg. You learn from what is explained that they are dealers in luxury goods. Marta goes on to explain, yes, and Jochen Hagen is the head of the family, and since the bulk of their trade is by river, they're closely allied to the Stevedores Guild here, and they have a small fleet of sailing barges. They own a wharf and 5 adjoining warehouses and a suite of offices on the Bergstrasse in town, which is like a big thoroughfare in town. That would be the first one. let's see here. The next one that you are provided information on is the Rugbroders. Oh, look at this one. This is a clenched fist holding some wheat. Look at that.
Oh.
The Rugbroder family deals mainly in grain and other farm produce, bringing it into Bogenhofen in exchange for cloth and metal goods produced in the town itself. Marta goes on to explain, Hieronymus Rugbroder is the family head. He maintains a firm reign on the family business. They have a monopoly on trade with the town of Helmgart and Bretonia, but they're now in competition with the Tugans, another family we'll get to, and they own several warehouses here along the Ostendam. They're not actively involved in river shipping using barges or the like, and they use contractors to move most of their goods. They have strong connections with the Teamsters Guild here, and she kind of like goes on to then produce another book, this one being like a Stein-like symbol, which, here we go, the third family. This is the Steinhager family. They're a number of dwarf and mining contacts, she says, looking at Barin, like nodding with a smile. They concentrate on the distribution of goods from Altdorf, Null, and Marienburg and send them to the Grey Mountains communities in exchange for furs and other produce. Franz Steinhager is the head of the family and is assisted by his brother Heinrich. They own a wharf and several warehouses and offices near those of the Tugan family, and they are certainly one of the larger fellows in the Merchants Guild, she says, smiling. And that brings us to the final main family in Bogenhafen's guilds, which is the Tugan family, which has like a very basic cross-like crest. The Tugans are one of the oldest families in Bogenhafen, and many of them consider them to be the nobility of the town, though none of them have actually held any formal titles. They have several warehouses, but they've been suffering a sharp decline in their fortunes over the last 20 years or so, until it was reversed by the arrival of Johannes Tugan. He came from the University of Nuln. They're very educated there in Nuln, and then he returned to Bogenhafen following the death of his older brother Karl. He has remained the head of the family here in town. And she kind of like closes that, leaving these sort of 4 books on these main families in front of you.
The other families had a merchant specialization. Does the Turgan family lack one?
Oh, no. You see, they conduct trade by road and river, so they have access to contacts in Nuln that give them timber and produce from Stirland and Averland. They've also opened up some brandy and metal trades as well. They've been doing quite a bit of business in a variety of trades, I should say, but they seem to be quite at odds with the Hagen family over their trade with Marienburg. It's a bit of a scuffle. Now, with all that being said, this Ordo Septenaria seems to be groups from all of the families in one way or another.
Doesn't elucidate anything in particular. However,
Oh, but like any good thing, it should give you a place to start. When you have a library quite like this, and she like waves around, having a place to start and something to research should certainly help spur some interest in what you might want to read up on. There's certainly more information than what I've provided. You'll just have to spend some time learning yourselves. Hopefully this will give you a better lay of the land and what you're looking for.
Indeed. Would it surprise you to learn that this Ordo Septenarius was found, at the very least signs of theirs were found, scrawled about demonic summoning ruins in the sewers?
What? Like she just looks at you? What?
Arno's pinching the bridge of his nose. You had previously asked me about Tackmaster Fury. That was not one way to do that. But
Well, I had figured we were already in this deep. You might as well be aware if you're taking donations, and you have the ability to do something about it.
we are trying to find something that can link anyone to that notation as well as this. And Arno will pull out the handkerchief with FS on it. Well, we have hit a brick wall, so to speak.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. Franz Steinhanger.
True.
But
Yes.
what do you mean?
Given our current investigations of cult activities and serial murders within this town, we found a connection between this Ordo Septenarius, though we didn't know the nature of it, and this strange happenstance within the sewers. I have reason to believe that this handkerchief belonging to an FS found somewhere near the location of an attempted summoning of a demon beneath the sewers might have some link to this Ordo Septenarius. We hadn't any idea who this FS might be. Until
Arnold's
now.
going to scratch the side of his head for a moment. Well, not necessarily attempted summoning.
You're right.
It's dead now.
You have this kerchief?
We
Arnold
do.
will motion to the handkerchief that he pulled out to show her.
Yeah, like she looks at it, then like clearly opens the book a few pages on the Steinhagers, and you can see that the monogram like matches exactly. She sort of looks at the kerchief. Yes, anyone in the guilds would probably recognize this immediately. It's very stylized and specific.
Gentlemen.
I believe we have our first stop.
Indeed. Let us review the Steinhagers, dwarves, mining contacts, concentration on distribution of goods from Altdorf and Marienburg to the Grey Mountains. Franz Steinhager is the head, and they have offices nearby the Tugen family. Anything about the character of Franz Steinhager? I apologize, some things were lost in the mix.
Franz Steinhager's the head of the household. That's about it. Most people view him as a interesting, albeit zealous fellow. Again, I can't quite comment too much more. I don't deal with the merchant guilds on too frequent a basis myself, but we do have books on them. And like she like points to several like ancient like well, not ancient tomes, but like several tomes that are obviously dedicated to like, you know, business dealings in Bogenhafen or like law cases in Bogenhafen, that sort of thing.
Interesting. This reversal of fortunes came from Johan's Turgen. Do we have anything tying Nuln to this? And yes, by all means, please bring the books on over.
Yeah, so if you want to again do research, this would like take some time. It's going to require either a research check or an intelligence test.
Sure, I'll make
Research? Is that an ability?
It is a skill.
Well, you're on your own, Mecurion. I don't have research.
You can do intelligence, though. If you don't have research, you can just do a flat intelligence check.
Oh, I don't have that.
Essentially, how it's going to work is like research would give you a bonus, intelligence will be a penalty, which will be difficult to do this, but like
I have a crazy question. Which is intelligence, INT or
INT? INT.
Okay, so my intelligence isn't that bad.
Okay.
Could I possibly supplement this with my lore heraldry?
As far as like looking up for different houses, yeah, absolutely. That would make sense.
I can do that too, actually.
Oh yeah, if you've got lore heraldry too.
Better to help by just flipping through books.
Oh wait, no, I have Lord Reichland. Excuse me. I'll just do it.
Okay.
I'll spend a fortune to reroll that because I got an 80.
So
Okay.
if I'm just rolling intelligence, what do I roll?
So it's going to be an intelligence at -20.
Minus 20. That doesn't give me very much, but I'll give it a shot at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing good
Nope.
here.
As he
Will,
goes, as he goes through things where he's like, Zilly, just hand me that book there. We'll look at that one. That's got gold things on the spine. And
Right,
Barin will just roll through them. So -20. That's going to be like a 5 for me.
Does
see.
Barin want to? Okay.
Did I do it right? I don't think I did it right. I
If
think
you
I had
spent a
plus-
fortune, you could potentially
I have no more fortune.
get-
He has no
Right.
fortune.
The
but
issue
you-
that I did -20.
You have +20. It looks like.
Okay, that's
However, my dear friend, I'm just double checking something. Oh, you'll still fail. I was going to say, you could also use Lord Dwarf, and that might help you as you're going through some of this.
May I try?
I'll allow it. Sure.
Yeah, sorry. We'll just say the other one didn't work out. It doesn't really help.
Yeah. Your free reroll.
Yeah.
Sure. Here's Zoran with the negotiations. Yeah, do it up.
Yeah, just happened.
Oh, no.
It's-
Yeah, no.
No.
Oh God.
It literally gave me
Sorry.
maybe 2 more chance.
Going back to Mecurion, you wanted to spend a fortune, right?
Yeah. Would I be getting a malice using Lore Heraldry?
You're gonna get +0
Okay,
for Lore
fair.
Heraldry.
Good.
Yeah. It's gonna be basically it's the middle ground. Oh yeah. Okay.
17 with 3 degrees of success.
Cool. We'll come back to that. Zilyana, what are you doing during this like research craze that is now happening here?
Oh, research is not my forte. I'm going with the horse. I'll go
I lift
ahead.
books.
I lift books, yeah. I'm like bench pressing Barin to get him to the higher shelves. I can go ahead and just give an int test a try. I don't. I've got Lore Heraldry to avoid the penalty, but my int is, well, it's actually not terrible.
Yeah, you can do a Lore Heraldry. That'll just be a flat check instead of a -20.
Just see if I can help out Mecurion and everyone a little bit.
Okay.
Marginal success.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you, Mecurion, are able to find more information. I assume you're focusing. Are you focusing your efforts on the Steinhaggers?
I think I would probably focus them down on the Steinhaggers and the Totens.
Okay, so to do one of these checks, you're going to have to focus on one house.
I would probably then focus on the Steinhaggers then.
Okay, Zilyana, would you be focusing on them too, or are you going to focus on a different house, like the Tukens? In fact, you probably would have to do something else because, Mecurion's going to be hogging all the books.
Oh, okay, yeah. In that case, yeah.
You could do the Hagens or the Rugbroders as well.
Yeah, I'll do. Well, the Tufens were specifically related. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll do the Tukens with your moderate success or your marginal success, and then with Mecurion's success, you are going to be looking into Steinhaggers.
Yeah. Zilly, do you want to spend a fortune to get +1 degree of success on that?
I suppose I could. I don't know how much of a difference that would make, though.
1 degree is probably just at least substantially more than just a marginal success.
Perhaps.
Just ask Thurston.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't think Thurston's gonna tell me.
Thurston will tell us nothing and tell us to die.
Yeah, I'll spend my fortune on it.
Okay.
I'll give myself +1.
Success.
Yep.
All right. So, with Mecurion, with yours, you're able to immediately identify the exact location of the Steinhager family offices, and get a basic overview of the structure. It's kind of like a odd triangular structure that's placed in town, with an open courtyard and at the intersection of 2 streets. You also learn a bit about the family, particularly its current setup with their current staffing, which is the two brothers, and then you also have their watch guard at the building. So they have a fellow that essentially watches over the building and has been there for several years. Your research through the documentation seems to indicate that this fellow has been looking over the building and making sure nothing bad happens. His name is Gerhard Schultz. He also is their doorkeeper and maintains they maintain a pretty vicious guard dog. So as you're going through, you're seeing some legal complaints against the office because they have a dog that attacks unwanteds almost on sight. You also, just from pulling up the heraldic information, you're able to learn about the 2 siblings. So there's Franz's brother Heinrich, who is also there, and Franz's son Albrecht. Heinrich is kind of a sort of layabout in the family. He has a lot of information, but not a lot of power, so he just tends to sit around their offices doing menial work, while Franz does all of the real work in the family. What you also can tell as you're going through the information, like, and collating some stuff, that is, like, interesting, at least in your mind, is that the location of the offices seems really, really close, like in fact could be on top of where you found that temple in the sewers. So that is
fascinating.
Very deep.
Sorry, I was just writing this all down and didn't want my tippy-tappy.
Tap. No, you're good. You're good. And so you're finding all of this out, Mecurion. Meanwhile, Zilyana, you're kind of looking into the Tugans. You don't find much additional information on the Tugans, except one like very odd piece of information that's like filed in with the Tugan documents here. Keep in mind, this is all taking place over the course of several hours. This takes about 4 hours of like research and going through books here, looking at things. Zilyana, you're able to find a journal that appears to be like shoved in with some of the documents here. It's only got like a single entry in it. It's written in like a wild and like almost shaky hand, but it reads as follows. Karl Tugan is suffering from a strange illness. The physicians have failed to help him and he will soon die. I tell them that demons walk and that he has been taken, but they do not listen. There's another entry that follows after. Karl Tugan died today. His face was purple and his eyes bulged from his head. His tongue hung from his face like a great bloated snake. The mark of the ruinous powers is upon him and upon all of Bogenhofen.
Concerning.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll pass that around.
Maybe... So if the Dwarven family relates to this and they're on top of that...
Didn't you mention that these two were kind of rivals?
No, they seem to be working together.
Oh, they seem to be working together. Huh.
Yes. Well, I'd say that's rather undeniable. The rot seems to go to the top, which disturbs me. Because we had spoken to the watch captain who was in a meeting with the city elders.
I see.
That watch captain may be dead. Or he may be in on it. Which is rather inconvenient for us. Who wrote that journal?
There's no signature on it.
It's not signed.
I'm going to look over to the lady that was helping us. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you cross-reference this handwriting with the data that you seem to have had on the Togan family? Any written affidavits? Anything from there? Anyone close to Karl Togan?
Oh, and she like looks at it immediately, and she's like, "Nothing official would be like this. I know that Karl Tugan died and his brother Johann came to run the family business. I mentioned that. I couldn't find any sort of correlation of handwriting. It would have to go through the whole library. That would take months, years.
Yes, fair enough, fair enough.
She pauses, though. This illness, though, you might consider going to speak to someone at the Physicians Guild about it. They might know more.
This might be wise.
The Mourners Guild, too. They might have some information.
Yes.
The Mourners Guild, we should probably stop by there anyway. Just to...
I'm thinking. Karl Togan. He died of a strange illness that made him swell up to become a wretched purple monster. Tell them demons walk and he has been taken, but they do not listen. Perhaps he wasn't buried. Perhaps the demon we killed utilized the flesh of Karl Togan.
Can I get all of you to give me a +20 intelligence check?
All right.
All of y'all.
That means us.
There's not a lot for Barin.
It could be enough. It could be. It's not for Barin though. Barin fails.
Yeah, Barin got a 92, by the way. Barin's out. He's just twiddling with Zilly's hair. Like, hum-dee-dum-dee-dum.
He's holding the book upside down.
So, like, the way that this plays out is because, like, Arno, you have a marginal failure with a 66 versus a 55. That's still enough for you to have, like, some suspicion like that. Like that's kind of clicking something, and you kind of have this, and you're, like, looking at your elven counterparts, like, this hits something, and then the elves have the joint moment of thinking about it. And you remember that the magistrate suddenly fell ill, and that was why you couldn't see him after all of this happened.
Maybe more planned sickness going around.
Yes.
Planned sickness. That's not good. Do you suppose that was the magistrate then? The one that we, bonked in the sewers?
That could be the case, but I wouldn't say for sure. I've not heard anything from this magistrate. Have any of us?
You've talked to him before. Remember, he was the one who was at the Zoocopia. He was the one you were trying to meet to, like, get stuff going with Baron's mine, and then was the one who sent you into the sewers chasing after the goblin.
Oh.
You were supposed to return the stuff to him, but when you went, he was gone for the
fell
evening.
ill.
And then you took the rest, and when you woke up the next morning, you were supposed to go and see, like, you were gonna talk to him, and then that's when you found out that the goblin had been reported found, which made no fucking sense, and that he had fallen ill.
And it was in
Right.
the warehouses. Which section of warehouses was this goblin found in?
Let me take a peek here, because that might be something I know.
Yes, because we'd gained information as to which family held which warehouses.
Yeah. Okay. Like you wouldn't have got this information, but like rather than having us roleplay you running out asking someone finding something, I'll assume you'd ask the question when you spoke with him. It was a warehouse on the Austin Dam area, so the west end of the Austin Dam, warehouse number 4.
So then that would likely be owned by, let's see, who has shit on the wharf?
With your successes, it's enough. It would be owned by Steinhager.
It's coming together with this Steinhager fellow.
You're right.
And
You suppose we'll be able to talk to him? Or you would.
more than likely we could get in, but that depends entirely on how compromised our noble companion is. I'm going to look at Ono. Do you have any superiors that we could reach out to?
Shit, Thurston, do I?
Well, they're like you're wondering about like a Temple of Sigma maybe, or like witch hunters or the like.
Yeah, so like a local chapter of witch hunters would probably be my first guess, because the church at large probably would not be willing to do so. But if we kept this on the low with the rest of the witch hunters, they might be more enthusiastic.
Okay. Give me a Lord Reichland. Check with a +40.
God, if I fail this, that'll hurt.
That's why I'm making you roll.
I don't think I can fail it. I mean, unless I get like above an 80. No, 24.
you're
Okay,
good.
success. We're good.
+6. Yeah, okay. So, like, where you are right now on the map, the High Temple of Sigmar is this big old chunky building here to the immediate east. It is like the absolute High Temple. That area has some like interested parties of Sigmar. You don't specifically know anyone there.
We can inquire at that location with the Church of Sigma, see if we can't find someone a bit more suited for this information. And while we're there, we could report the death of our unfortunate witch hunter.
This is likely good. We take hold of the narrative and we can send in reinforcements to aid us, especially if we wind up ill-fortuned or otherwise defamed in this city. Which is unfortunately the sort of issues that we're going to be dealing with these highfalutin nobles.
Okay.
Steinhager. You know, Barin.
Huh? What? And Baron's kind of like stumbles to the book and drops it.
He drops his Harry Potter.
There's quite a bit of profit in this for you.
Oh?
I mean, we're dealing with the Steinhagers. Who are they in charge of? Dwarven mining contracts, friend. They concentrate on the distribution of goods up to the Grey Mountains. If we were to somehow sever the head here, and perhaps assets from this merchant family wound up in, I don't know, our hands, then you would be able to walk away with this with a clean conscience, but more importantly, a heavy wallet for your family.
Well, it would be nice to have all the contracts and everything, but my family will be dead by the end of it.
They'll be dead by the end of what?
Yeah, by the end of it. Refugees. The whole point, so they don't have the mines anymore. It's taken.
Where are your family living now?
They're somewhere in the woods somewhere. They're making no much now. I think they're traveling to some southern city.
They don't have the funds between themselves to find some sort of work or find some sort of postage?
Well, I'm sure they're doing trade along the way. The whole point of coming here was to get military assistance to liberate the mine.
Yes, and indeed, that is likely still in the cards. The issue is that we're currently contending with a conspiracy between the most powerful families in Bergenhofen that have far-reaching contacts from everywhere, from Knoll to Outdorf to the Grey Mountains.
I fucking love Barin is probably just glassy-eyed at all of that.
And Baron just slow blinks left eye to right eye. Like, yeah, I'll definitely make tons of money if we can acquire those things.
Yes.
I just want to point out, I am 100% getting you. I'm not fucking with you. It's like,
no, I get you.
I'm literally trying to play Baron as the best of my ability. I know it's fucking annoying. Just be aware.
Well then, it seems as though this Steinhager is possibly tied to this. No doubt this Johann's Togen might have something to do with it as well. You've arrived here in alliance with the Steinhagers. His father was the first one to fall ill. Yes, this conspiracy is rather dire.
Seems like it's all coming together, and we should probably move fast.
Indeed.
Especially if the magistrate's already ill.
I propose the following. We need contact immediately with these witch hunters. I need to re-establish contact with our friendly watch guard captain. Be rather careful in what we reveal to him. We know that there is a way forward into, at the very least nearby, the Steinhager estate from the sewers. There's no reason not to build it right on top if there wasn't somehow an entrance. We should see if that is a possible avenue. And once we enter, well, we can have some questions.
Right. Should we split up and handle these things? Get all of our ducks in a row, and then we meet up at the sewers and try and, get in?
Speaking honestly, I'm not sure. What do you say, Arno?
I do not believe my presence requires yours at the Church of Sigmar, and I do not suppose there would be any threat in me being there. So, it really comes down to you three. You may want to go as a trio. I can do this by myself.
Here is my fear. We approach this watch captain, and the moment we do, we're surrounded by guards, slapped in irons, and sent to rot in some dungeon.
I sincerely doubt that will be the case, Master Mecurion.
Especially if we've got the witch hunters on our side.
Yes, exactly, which is why it might behoove us to have witch hunters on our side at the first place. That way, when we kidnap the people of the Steinhager estate, we at least have a legal precedent behind us. We're not just, burglars.
Right.
I'll tell you what. You can trust me to bring in some support if necessary, but I do not believe that the watch captain will arrest you, despite the fact that we have also done nothing.
Well, let's hope that's the case. The fear is, of course, that he's compromised. We won't know that for sure.
You have no idea how much I want to be like, and when we come back from break and everyone's in the prison cell together. But how about let's take our break here, and then when we come back, we will continue on combating this conspiracy.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Yes.
Snack.
We'll be right back, everyone. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Bah.
All right, now we're back. Now you can say all the things, Thurston.
I was gonna say, stay quiet. All right, yes. So you've exited the Temple of Barin after doing several hours worth of research. At the end of all that, it's been about 6 hours of time spent in there. At this point, like things are getting like the sun has come down. It's evening, but the sky is tinged in a way it has not been before. And as you look up, you can see that as it sort of has that, as it has that like orangish glow, that orangish glow of sunset is now being tinged by a green, a very notable green coloration over everything, as the moon Morslib is rising to its full extent. And Morslib is the smaller moon, known as the Chaos Moon. It is believed to be composed entirely of the nefarious substance known as warpstone. And it rises in the sky with a leering face that looks down. And if you've ever played Vermintide, this is that damn moon that's in the background with the skull face. And it just like looms down as it rises up and the sun begins to fade.
I lean into Mecurion.
Do you think that's narrative foreshadowing?
Yes, I do. I do believe it is that.
Thurston, can I take a second here?
Mm-hmm.
Arno very briefly puts his hand on the overlay and pushes it out of the way and gets right next to your ear. It's pronounced Morslib.
Morslib.
Listen here, nerd.
Yeah. Look, he is a pro Warhammer nerd. I will listen to him. Morslib rises ominously in the sky.
It moves Morslib out of the way.
He pushes Morslib out of the way.
It punches him.
That's the third smaller moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worshipped by muckmen.
It's where Malal went. Okay. All right. Bad. So where are you going now?
Yes, indeed. Perhaps it's best then to have you, Arnold. You were going to go speak with the witch hunters, yes?
Yep. Right on my way with that.
Right then. We shall go have a conversation with the watch captain.
All right.
Okay, so are all of you going to the watch captain, or like what's?
No, I'm going to the Church of Sigmar.
Church of Sigmar. Okay, so you're splitting the party. I always love this. Where's Barin going?
What parent do I go with?
Yeah, exactly.
I go with Arnold.
No, go with them. They need the help if they're going to be supposedly fighting.
No, I don't think it's a bad idea to have him go with you, because if we get theoretically jumped, that's less of us in danger.
I won't get jumped inside my own church.
No, but we might. The people going to go meet the guard captain might.
Really?
I don't know.
So
This guy's crooked.
Barin goes with you then.
I don't want this child. You take him. Fine, I'll go with the elves.
All right. Come with us.
It is a tactical decision. Do you want to sit around while I talk with witch hunters the whole time? I don't think you do. We're going to talk about how dumb your conspiracy is.
Yeah, it's
To your
okay.
face.
It's okay. I'll listen. I just don't want to be near the elves. They make fun of me.
No, Baron. He wants to be with them.
Don't let me laugh at crime scenes. Don't let me make fun of the recently deceased.
They won't let me torture rats for information.
No, this is true dwarven oppression.
True.
Where the fuck are you going there?
I'll go with the fucking elves.
All right. Squad up.
All right.
Somebody's
I'm still here, by the way. I just need to
something.
unplug and replug.
What the hell?
It's the scaping in the walls. Don't worry about
That's
it.
right.
No, thank God they're in my walls.
Scratch.
The conspiracy will be true.
All right. So with the splitting of the party here, always
Back in
love
action.
that. All right. Let's start with Arno then. Arno, you are going to the High Temple of Sigma.
Yes, I'm going to a place where I would like to be.
Yeah, the High Temple of Sigmar dominates the Gotenplatz. And you can see that there are wings and towers with like 4 spines that now sprout from this immense thing's roof, each of which has a great brass bell. The largest bell sort of like sits in the closest like southeastern tower. But yeah, as you approach, the doors here are open. You can see that like people are streaming in and out with fairly regular like movement. Probably guess there's like people always going in, always coming out for prayers and whatnot.
I would say this is basically like McDonald's Cathedral.
Kind of, yes. So you can like as you approach, you can hear one of the bells start to ring. People like look up, kind of like some of them cover their ears because the sound is very loud here. But otherwise, it seems like the church is bustling with activity. You find yourself going inside, where you can see that there are rows upon rows of pews here, with people sitting in prayer to Sigmar, in like various different forms.
So, Thurston, I have a genuine question as I enter into this building.
Okay.
God damn it. 1 sec again. Gotta plug.
Survive.
It's a plug in his inquisitorial device.
Think it's back? Am I back?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, good. I think I'm gonna stop watching the streams. I think that kills me. So, quick question.
Yes.
Would I need to roll to see if there is any sort of like smaller area within the Church of Sigmar where witch hunters convene along with their subordinates?
Yeah, like so you could like go in and like do a gossip test just to like talk to some of the staff here. Like you could also give me like a lore Reichland to see if you know of any specific meeting area here that maybe you've heard of just through rumors and talking with other members of the Church of Sigmar. So it's it like depends how you want to handle it. Like whether it's like, oh, I want to like declare that I have some knowledge of this, or if you just want to ask someone.
I would rather do a lore Reichland check just because I feel it would not be the best. Like the witch hunters aren't exactly a secret society, but you know, trying to be like, hey, do you know where the cool witch hunter secret entrance for the Church of Sigmar is?
Sure. Give me a plus 20 lore Reichland test.
Fortune. I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
Wait, no,
that's a success. That's no, wait, that's 30 minutes ago. I did not see dice rolls.
Just give it a sec. Give it a sec.
It's coming. It's going.
Thinking.
Yeah,
There we
it'll
go.
show you that 94 in a second.
On our way.
Okay, roll again.
Okay, I'm going to roll again and knock myself down a thing.
It might not show up in the chat. It might need to refresh it if that's
I'm
the case.
not even seeing your dice roll. You might need to just refresh.
Fuck's sake.
I think there's like if you've been inactive for a period, it gets a bit jank sometimes with these servers, but
This
What
is
a
weird.
pain.
yeah.
Like I always find it on for this stuff as you're trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
It's like for any of these, it's like I know the fucking thing is like it works for my computer. It's like it's weird that like I'll never have an issue, but then like everybody else has an issue, and I don't know what's the defining factor. I don't know if it's just like internet speed. I don't know if it's like memory or something. Like there's got to be something because it's like every time I'm able to like roll and do stuff just fine.
So
I
I think the major kicker. I think the major kicker in regards to Foundry is that this is a very resource-intensive system, like what we're working with, because it needs like the constant internet connection, and I think that chews up a lot of internet space on my system. I don't have an advanced like connection to the internet. I'm not running off an Ethernet. I've got a wireless dongle that's like 10 plus years old.
Yeah, it probably just disconnects you randomly and desyncs or something.
All right, I will roll that here. So did you see the first roll or no?
No, I haven't seen any of those rolls go through yet.
Okay, well, I won't spend a fortune just yet then, because I might be able to choose it out of...
My God. Mein Gott.
I get 4 rolls.
Ding, 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 ding.
51.
Okay, so what's that? You got a
1 success.
51 versus 61 degree of success. Yeah, so you know that there is like essentially a place within most churches of Sigmar where folks can effectively set up shop. And that witch hunters have like an area dedicated to them, and it doesn't take too long for you to find it. It's sort of in the basement of one of the towers, kind of dimly lit, almost dungeon-esque affair that as you come down you can see is like clearly been like has a small meeting area with a couch, some chairs, and then you can also see that there are like tables set up for less wholesome activities. There appears to be one
training room.
One person who is in here who has kind of like the quintessential like wide brimmed hat, is like very tall, lanky fellow. As it's like you come in, he sort of turns and like meets you with his steely eyes, puts his hand immediately down to like a sword hilt, but then kind of eases as he sees you. Ah, hello, friend.
Arno will give the witch hunter salute to affirm that he is a member of them.
Yeah, the sign of the comet. He returns it. Greetings. My name is Fabagus Hindsdork. It's a pleasure.
Arnold Fleischman, Junior Interrogator. And
Junior, good. I've been looking for help here. Come sit. Have some water with me.
Right away.
Now, you must understand there are things in this town that are happening. The high priest, he's too young. He won't listen to me. But you will. You look like someone of fine upbringing and intelligence.
Can I get a bearing on this guy? What does he look like he is in terms of rank?
He looks like he is like a certified witch hunter. So kind of probably like rank 2 witch hunter.
I just so happen to be on the same trail as you, I believe, sir.
Good. Then you understand the importance of what must happen here.
Quite. I'm actually looking to enlist the aid of the local witch hunters to support an investigation.
Good. You see, that's what I've been saying. Ever since I came to this town, I told the high priest, we need burnings. We need to set up burnings. Now, I don't have anyone to put in burnings with good cause yet, but if you do, then we can get the burnings going.
Quite. We are in fact investigating, looking for individuals who would be suitable for such activity. I must inform you, however, sir, there has been a death recently of rather high note.
A death of high note? Who would do such a thing and set themselves up to be burned?
I would like to ask GM again. Mm-hmm. What is the name of the fella, the witch hunter who came here tracking the...
Adolphus Cuftus, the bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter. Well, he was partially bounty hunter, partially witch hunter, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was basically doing like bounty hunting, but seemed to have some affiliation to the Church of Sigmar.
The name Adolphus Cuftus ring a bell to you, sir?
Yes. He was one who was not quite in line with my way of thinking. Wasn't so keen on the burnings, you see. We'd met once or twice. He always believed in sending people to courts or taking them in for interrogation in larger cities. I think the best way to interrogate someone is a burning, right here in the Gotenplatz.
That it would be, sir. Unfortunately, Mr. Cuftus met his end a couple nights ago.
Well, it's a pity, but you see, that doesn't stop us from acting in this city. We have to find problem, root it out, and burn it.
Indeed. If I may ask, sir, where are the rest of the witch hunters?
Very few in the city. Most of them have left for the Schaffenfest or attend the festival. Can you believe that? They attend the festival. Ah, what a waste of time. There's so many things that could be burned here, like that Zootopia fellow. I thought about trying to find a way to bring him out, to burn him as a sign to the rest.
Oh, I was very tempted inside that tent, sir. We were investigating in that place. I felt the urge to set the damn linens on fire and see what color they glowed.
That's right. You see, I also heard that there are elves in the city, and they must definitely be burned.
They, in fact, have been elicited as support for me in the situation, sir.
Yeah, get those out. Guys in the back.
What do you mean? You're using them to find more people to burn, so you can burn them all together.
Let me just check something here. What would be a good check for this?
This guy is totally legit, right?
He's a witch hunter. They're more insane, but far more grounded than an inquisitor is.
This is very true. He sees something he wants to do, and by golly, he's going to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a fucking galaxy to worry about. You kidding me? This guy's great. Yeah. Anyway,
they, in fact, have been of their own sort of inquisitors, seeking to root out chaos, sir.
Good. Then they can help us root out chaos, and then we can burn chaos and them all at the same time. Excellent
As you
work.
insist.
This is very good for a junior. You're doing Sigmar's work here. And then once the burning starts, the people will see. Very good.
I'm coming to ask,
as I go and work with them to try and root out the individual we are trying to, root out,
I was hoping you could try and rally the other witch hunters and bring them together so we may work together in this.
Yes, I could see some sort of cooperation happening. I could ally in with the other witch hunters once they come stumbling in from the damned festival. Good. You see, the high priest here, he doesn't listen to me. He's too young. He didn't deserve his position. All his business connections got him that. Bah, Tugans. Fools. Anyways, yes.
Tugans, sir.
Yes, one of the big families here. Apparently, the high priest here, his father had some business connections to the Tugans. That's why he holds the position he does here. That's why he won't listen to me and allow the burnings.
Keeping that in mind, sir, he will not listen to you. Perhaps he requires a fresh face to speak to.
Well, you could certainly speak with him. He's always accessible. He appears he does no work here. That's the problem with these children. They don't understand a hard day's labor. That's why yes.
I really need to say, I really appreciate you letting me in here, not making me do any tests, and this guy is on my side.
Oh yeah. This guy is like very much like, you haven't been like, maybe we shouldn't burn anyone. So he's like, I like this guy. He's not telling me I can't burn people.
Well, yeah, because I'm playing close to the cuff here. Like this is Arno. Arno is on board with this for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sort out the not burning of the elves later, but for right now,
yeah. No, this guy's just like, yes, they don't do work, those children. You see, I think if the high priest saw some burnings, he would understand what needs to be done. And he leans in like ominously, what needs to be done. And by that I mean more burnings.
Of course.
Well, see to gathering the rest of the witch hunters and the attending personnel, and we shall see about getting this taken care of. In the meantime, I shall speak with the priest. See what I can learn from.
Of course, his name is Ludo Edel. You'll find him, smooth-cheeked young man up in one of the towers. He stays to his office, mostly drinking, is my understanding. Again, does no work. Needs burnings. All right, I'll go find some of the others of our order in town and get together a posse so we can burn things.
Of course.
And with that, Fabrigus Heinsdork departs, and we zip to our other party members, Mecurion, Zilyana, and Barin. You are making your way towards the main guard barracks in the southeast end of town, where Mecurion you had previously gone. Correct?
Yes. It occurs to me that it might be wiser to go hang out at the mortuary area, but fuck it, we already committed.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. If you guys want to change tack, that's fine too.
What do you guys think? Would you want to go check out the cool buried folks, or do you want to go talk to the watch captain?
Let's try watch captain first.
Okay, we'll go watch captain then.
Okay.
Right, Barin.
Just fuck Barin, whatever.
Fucking
That's
hell.
okay, whatever.
Wait. Should we actually go as a
It's
full
okay.
group to the guard captain if we get like goofed?
Yeah.
I love how I sent him with you so you guys could all be together. And you're like, hey, Barin, can you dig graves?
Oh fuck!
Barin,
It's also just like absolutely this party that like you come up with this plan. Arnold's like, I'm gonna go do this thing. You go do this thing. It's like, fuck yeah, we got a plan. Arno goes, completely executes his thing. We cut to the other party members. We could go do that thing, but that thing sounded like bullshit. Now that I think about it, let's go do this thing.
I was just floating it up. I'm going to continue. If we're getting chased throughout this city by the town guard, it would be complicated to then go to the doctor's office.
We've committed to the town
We've
guard.
committed. We're here.
All right. So you return to the watch area. There are clearly like guards on duty here. The place seems a bit more abuzz than when you previously came, like in the dead of night, Mecurion. There's like several dozen watch officers, many of them sort of lounging in the reception area, clearly off duty. Others who are moving around. You can see like drunken folks, like clearly like absolute belligerent people, or those who couldn't be put in the temporary stocks at the Schaffenfest have been brought here. It's a way more active place than what you previously saw.
Right, I'll walk in.
Absolutely. You see all this before you. There's some guards around. There's not really like a reception area here so much as just like a few guards. Like one of them sort of hails you. She walks over. Hello there. What can I help you with?
Good evening. I'm here looking for the watch captain.
Oh, apologies. If you're looking for Captain Gotland, he's currently indisposed. He's with the town councillors in an all-day meeting.
An all-day meeting, you say? Where exactly is this?
I believe they were at Mr. Tugin's estate.
Mr. Tugin's estate. Interesting. And that town meeting, that occurs betwixt the Hagens, Rudbergers, the Steinhagers, the Tugins, yes?
She paused. Well, there's some of them, certainly. There's like, she kind of like pauses, like looking at you. I guess you're not from here. Well, there's 8 seats on the council for Merchants Guild, 5 seats by guilds, 1 seat for the Crafts Guild, and then 1 that's currently for the High Priest. 15 seats total. I guess some of the councillors, not all of them, wanted to have some sort of meeting today. They called the watch captain in.
Do you know which ones called this meeting in?
No, I was just told he had to attend it.
I see. How interesting. Well, I very much appreciate your aid.
No worries. Is there a message I should deliver to the captain when he's returned?
I'll look between everyone.
Baron's picking his nose.
Don't assume what he's doing. He's picking his other nose.
Oh, no.
Shut up me today, I see how it is.
Well, we don't really have a message that's short enough to just pass on.
Yeah, simply inform him that we'd very much like to speak with him about current realizations in our investigation.
There's like a nod. Yes, of course. And your name is?
I am Mecurion Theriola.
Give me an intuition test.
You got it. Wow. 19, 4 degrees of success.
There is like a hint of recognition in her eyes. Like she has some like orders of something to do if you showed up. Like, oh, like it's you, kind of a moment before she recollects herself and like kind of just nods to your statement.
Was there something you're supposed to give me?
Oh, no.
Really?
Yes.
Because I am looking deep into your eyes, my friend, and I shall tell you, if you have something you'd very much like to tell me, I'm very interested in hearing it. I'm going to try a leadership test to get her to kind of crack and tell me what the fuck this order is.
Okay.
She's a silver?
Yeah.
Okay, I will add one advantage to this. Let's roll. That is 2 degrees of success.
Nice.
Okay. She sort of like looks. Well, I apologize, but I just had some orders on something I have to do. That when you came here from the captain, I can't provide any more details than that.
I'm very interested to know what that is, you see, because our investigation has to do with the... Perhaps I shouldn't even say. But you see, it comes on high. I'm talking... We've come from Altdorf on this investigation. Now, the captain may not believe that I need to know everything. But if the captain has given you some orders that might be less than pleasant to our cause, or to make a note of something to someone else, that's a very, very serious matter. And I believe that I deserve to be informed.
Well, as I said, I have orders, and I have to follow them.
Really? What orders are those?
I'm not supposed to tell you. And she starts like looking towards some of the other guards, like, hey, can you come here? Can you? I'm like,
you may not be aware of this, but there was a demon beneath your feet just the other evening. We're not dealing with your garden variety. Hold him. He didn't pay his fine. Drunk and disorderly. We're dealing with things of great import for this empire. And if you can't be bothered to do your job correctly, even when it countermands orders, then I'd say you can hardly call yourself a guardsman.
Like the other two, like that she were to come. Right, sir, demons, sir. All right, and like clearly coming up very, very skeptically as you've made this pronunciation.
Yes. That's why I'm working with your guard captain.
Oh, yes, right. Well, sir, we'll tell the captain that you came here. What was your name again?
I believe it's already on the memo on the wall.
And she,
now, if you're done wasting my time...
This is Mecurion, and they're like, oh, right, sir, of course, sir, of course. We'll let the captain know, please, we'll escort you outside.
Oh, you're cute. And I'm just going to leave of my own power.
Yeah, you walk out with, like, the other two, I assume, following you, Zilyana and Barin.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of interpose myself between Mecurion, Barin, and the rest of the guards. Kind of.
Do you do the Legend of Korra thing, like fingers to eyes?
I was about to say that. Zilly didn't do it. Barin was just going to do it on the side. But Zilly, please, I want Zilyana to take that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Does the little I'm watching you gesture. Baron's the one who walks out and just, water try.
Yeah. And then you find yourselves like back on the streets. And clearly like you don't even have to make a check for this, Mecurion, but you can tell that like there's at least like one member of the watch who's clearly now like keeping tabs on you from afar, but clearly like there's some tail that they've tried to put on you.
I don't mind dipping behind a corner real quick and losing them.
Okay.
Would anyone else be opposed?
Go ahead.
Cool. Could I roll navigation?
Yeah, I would say navigation or urban stealth would be the two. So
sure. That is 4 degrees of success.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, would Barin and I have to do the same?
I'm hiding under his coat. Good luck.
I mean, it's navigation. Mecurion's just kind of leading you along, so you don't have
okay.
checks for that. Yeah, he's sort of
Excellent.
leading you on a path. After which, like Mecurion, you get the sense that no one's still following you. Like you've lost whoever this like rando town watchman was.
Okay. Is it possible for us to peek back around? I want to see if any messengers leave the watch area.
Like there's people coming in and out of there, so like you don't see anyone like in like messenger clothing or whatnot, but there's just like a constant stream of people going in and out, because again they're like watchmen who are bringing in some of these laggards, people who are coming to report problems. So there's a stream of people. Some of them are carrying like, you know, clearly like messenger carriers and whatnot.
Are there any headed towards the areas in which we know the Togen and Steinhager estates are?
Yes, but that's mostly because like they're in the southeast corner of town, so every direction is kind of generated that way.
Yeah, it's not going to be really easy to do that.
Yeah, unless you start like tailing random people, but
that's idiotic. We just kind of have to accept that we can't rely on this, and they won't be very helpful. Well, it seems as though that was an exercise in humiliation.
It seems like they've been warned about us. Wonder why.
Well, it's more than likely because everyone in this city is compromised.
That's a problem.
Well, with any luck, an enormous rock will fall from the sky and crush the city council whole. But beyond that, it seems as though we'll have to take matters into our own hands.
I believe as you are saying this, you are silhouetted by Morsleb up in the sky.
Yeah.
It turns into the Majora's Mask moon for once.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
3 days remain.
So maybe we should get a scope out of that meeting place. I mean, it'll be hard to get in, and if we find an avenue in, we should take it. But maybe just look around. See if there's anything skeevy going on.
Boo!
We should at the very least give the place a look.
That might be worthwhile, yes, but I worry for the health of our magistrate. And I also am curious if we can get definitive evidence that this man's grave is empty. This, Carl Togen.
Carl.
Then we have immediate evidence that we can bring to outside authorities, and enough to track it to ascertain the validity of our accusations. We may also learn more about this illness.
Right. I mean, if the magistrate's ill,
Then
he's either at home or, you know, he's gone to this meeting.
No, he wouldn't be at the meeting.
Possibly he could. Especially if it has to do with, you know, the demon business.
Perhaps it
the moon continues to loom. The demon business.
Perhaps it behooves us to check in with those apothecaries. We were given some area at which we might be best inquiring.
All right.
And then afterwards we can discuss if we'd like to check in on this meeting, or if perhaps we'd want to watch for the messengers. No doubt, this individual has already passed on word to various abettors of our investigation. We should operate as though these families are no longer moving from a position of ignorance. They know who we are.
Do you suppose they'd be worried? I mean, maybe they don't think much of us yet.
Perhaps not, but nobility prying into anyone's affairs gathers attention. I imagine it'll be a bit more than a few raised eyebrows. The only reason they'd be silent is likely to find some way to have us catch the fall.
True. All the more reason we need to put a stop to that meeting or whatever.
There's
Right.
no reason to put a stop to it. We need to ascertain that there's anything uncomfortable happening there in the first place. For now, I think that we need to meet with the apothecaries and then catch up with Arnold. We'll likely find him on the way.
All right. I'll trust your judgment.
Okay, so your kind of planning is to go to the Physicians Guild, and then like on the way to the Physicians Guild, pick up Arno, correct?
Yeah, pick up Arno on the way to Physicians Guild, and then probably after that we either head to the Steinhager family's estate, or we go up and like go to the meeting spot.
Okay, so real quick, because it'll matter. We'll cut back to Arno. Arno, you finished up speaking with your fellow witch hunter. Then you go to find
High Priest.
The High Priest Earndil. But what you discover is that the High Priest is not in the temple. And you find that he has been summoned for a meeting with some of the other town councilors. Because Ludo Earndil, the High Priest of Sigmar, is a member of the town council.
Interesting.
And so as you kind of figure this out, like you recognize what is going on. At the same point, basically, you are met by your companions who await you outside the Church of Sigmar once you are done your business within. Allowing you to sort of meet up and share some information again.
Good evening.
I presume we don't all have to like exchange our information to each other. We were all present for it, so.
Yeah, like you could you quickly summarize like what has happened and can kind of move from there.
It's going to be slow going on our end, since the lone witch hunter I was able to talk to was not overly respected by the rest of them. He's a bit of a firebug.
Nice.
Not that I don't disagree with some of the things he said, but if I were you, I would start. I would ensure that you are thoroughly damp if we are going to be doing work with.
Oh dear.
I was wondering when the next delightful racist would show his head. Very well. Let us then discuss matters of this High Priest. You said he's out to a meeting?
Seems he's with the town council, same as everyone else.
Yes,
Probably
we
not,
have
yeah.
reason to believe that our friends at the Watch Captain's Guard have already been seconded elsewhere. They knew once we emerged they seemed to have some sort of order, though I couldn't quite squeeze what it is out of it. I'm assuming that from this point onwards we should operate as though our antagonists already know who we are. I posit the following, for everyone's consideration. We head to the Apothecaries Guild, the Physicians Guild. We ascertain more details about this condition. And then we either head up and check in with that meeting that they're having, or head straight to the Steinhager estate.
Unless you fully intend for me to boot down the door, I don't think we're getting into a town council meeting.
Perhaps not, but perhaps we could spy on it.
We
And
can
check
climb
out
a
the
tree.
vicinity.
Or climb up a wall and look through a window.
And failing that, I suppose we can just return to the sewer and see if there's that entrance that you had mentioned.
Yes, I believe that there's a high possibility of that. We might be able to simply enter in through the front door if we move quickly, but at this point, I rather doubt that.
Incidentally, the individual, the High Priest, was a member of one of the houses we were looking at.
Yes, that likely means they're compromised, which unfortunately means we won't be able to rely too much on the witch hunters here. You said that one that you met was a firebrand?
A bit of one. I sent him to corral the rest of the witch hunters to assist us with this investigation. Hopefully one of them will be a bit more sensible than him.
I agree. Very soon I believe that it is important for us to try and get additional help on this. We can attempt to locate these things, but if we find out that the head of the Steinhager estate is summoning demons in his off time, that won't stop the guards from bashing our brains in while we're still here.
They can try.
Oh, they will. I didn't say they'd succeed. It would cause a few problems.
Do we wait for the rest of the witch hunters, or shall we strike out on our own? I feel it will be a bit difficult for them to catch us. Or catch up to us.
I have a bad feeling on this eve. I say we wait for no one. I say we move forwards.
Just leave
As
him,
you say.
leave him a note.
I suppose we could.
Hey,
If the High Priest is already working for House Togan, leaving a note to the witch hunters might lead to a note being left to a witch hunter who's on the take. Perhaps it's best to simply inform the Firebrand, let him know about this.
I don't have
Perhaps.
strong opinions.
No, I don't really have anything to say one way or another. If he's on our side, he's on our side. Even if he doesn't like us that much.
The moon leers ominously. Good. Good.
Throw something at the moon.
The moon fucking retreats. So, to the Physicians Guild now? Or...
I think that's where we
Yep.
should head, yeah.
Okay, so oh, good. I can restore the great unified party token here.
Bop, 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 bop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Big
Excellent.
token.
Big token is big. Okay, you're going to the Physicians Guild, which is located right here. All right. So you can see the Physicians Guild. It's a like 2-story structure, very squat but very long. As you approach it, there like clearly are people coming in and out. You see doctors and like medical experts garbed in a variety of attires. Some of them are just like basic kind of clothing, like long schmucks. Others are just in informal wear, having probably done like checkups on nobles or merchant class folks. You walk in. This place has a fine reception desk with someone behind it who stares up. This is a kind of wide-eyed man, sort of wiry looking, and chatters his teeth a bit. Hello. How can I help you? Welcome to the Physicians Guild.
Good evening.
Hi,
That's Barin.
Hi, Barin.
Barin.
Here for your scheduled checkup?
Not quite.
Okay.
We were here speaking on behalf of what was his name again? Richter?
Richter.
Richter. We are here checking in on the condition of a magistrate Richter.
Oh, yes, okay. If you can wait one moment. Well, actually, you know what? How about you come with me? I will take you to go see the guildmaster. He can probably speak to that better than anyone here can. I'll take you to his office right now. Follow me, and he kind of
Excellent.
and, like kind of with a like bit of a peppy spry walk goes down, and you find yourself walking down halls which are like kind of has a hospital feel, but like it's obviously more like segmented off. There's some like surgical tables and like training rooms here, but at the end of this long hall you find an austere office that you are led into, and then you see a man sitting behind a desk. It's a fairly elaborate thing. As you can see here, that they're like this place now, as you're looking into it, kind of has a feel of more of a luxurious townhouse than a place of business. You're looking around, seeing like symbols of Shalia and Verena worked into elaborate friezes here, and you're brought into the office of the guild master, who looks up as you enter. Oh, hello there. What can I help you with? And then the fellow who led you in. They're here about the magistrate, and there's like, I see. Come, take seats, please. I have some chairs, sir. You.
Of course.
I sort of like looks over all of you. Introductions are in order. I'm Guildmaster Arnold Hikdon.
Mecurion Veriolin. This is my companion Zilyana Stonebloom, and the others. They can
Hi,
introduce
I'm
themselves.
Barin.
I'm Arnold Fleischman.
Good. All right. What are you here for?
Our mutual friend, this Magister Richter, appears to have come down with a rather nasty sickness. I'm curious as to its nature.
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard the physician come back. He was going to check on the magistrate. Do you have news of what's going on with him?
We believe that, well, if you don't have news, in which case we would very much like to be seconded to his estate very quickly. You see, he's involved in a current criminal investigation, which we are working with the watch captain to ascertain. Beyond that, though, I would rather like to make an unusual request of yours. The man, Carl Togan.
Yes.
He too died of a strange illness. Is that not correct?
Well, he died from a disease 2 years ago. That's right. I was the one to check on him.
Really? That's interesting. What were his symptoms?
Well, you see, there was a swelling going on that was quite horrific, really. How can I put this? I guess his eyes were bulging, then his tongue got swollen, completely delirious. Died a few days later. By the end of it, it was awful. His tongue had swollen so much that it filled his mouth. He couldn't actually breathe through his mouth, and his eyes had bulged so much that they pushed in on his nose, so he couldn't breathe through that. Died a horrific death, from what I understand of it. I wasn't there for the entire time. I was trying to search through the temple documents, anything that could help, but wasn't able to find anything.
Did you have any findings on this mysterious disease whatsoever?
No, it was contained. Happened once, that was it. You think this has something to do with what's happening to the magistrate?
We fear that it may, and we also fear that this wasn't a normal disease.
Arnold's going to clap his hand on Mecurion's shoulder for a moment.
Yeah, chunk.
If I may, Master Mecurion.
Of course.
While we may not discuss the specifics of it at this time, it may be a bit more supernatural than you may be expecting.
Supernatural? Really?
Arno is going to pull.
Very unimpressed at this point.
Arno is not going to take this besmirching of his authority. He's going to pull up the twin-tailed combat and make an intimidation check.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I get anything?
I'll give you a plus 20 for this. You're kind of like exerting authority, and like you're not like threatening him. You're more like exerting your authority here. So yeah, I'll say plus 20.
Plus 20, 59, marginal failure. I'm going to fortune that.
Do you want to use it for the 1 degree of success or a reroll?
1 degree of success.
Mm-hmm.
I am dead serious, sir.
He kind of backs down just a bit. I see. Once I hear back on the report of what's going on with the magistrate, I mean, I'll definitely take that a bit more seriously. Apologies. It's just with the Schaffenfest, there's so many people who will suggest the damnedest things.
Understandable. However, it would behoove you to be a bit more careful surrounding this. If you see anything out of the ordinary, and such as it would be for an unusual disease such as this, I mean in regards to the bodies, make note of it. See if you can get someone to send it to us. It may be of serious import.
Right. Yes. You have to understand, most of what we do here, we are physicians, but we defend our members from legal suits, prosecutions, that sort of thing. That's what the guild does. We protect the physicians. I came from being a physician, but not all of us are like that. In fact, ever since I got my position on the town council, I've been quite willing to hear other sides, and especially work with the Church of Sigma, of course.
You're on the town council?
Yes, of course.
Why are you not at the meeting?
What meeting?
I was going to return to them.
My friend, this city is in very great danger. We have been in discussions with this Watchmaster as to a series of grisly murders. The most recent one was committed earlier today We believe it has something to do with some sort of superstitious cult. All nonsense, obviously. But this organization, we believe, has targeted operatives of the Church of Sigmar. We believe they have murdered people in the streets. And we believe that they have reached as far as Altdorf in terms of their influence and malicious intent. We have come here investigating this, with the aid, of course, and under the supervision of Arnold Fleischmann and myself, a noble of far-off Ulfar.
And the dwarf?
He's great.
Hi, I'm Barin.
Right. Like there's this like give me a charm test at -10.
Sure thing.
Can it be a +20 if I do a dance?
What about the dwarf? He is here to dance for us. Barin does a jig.
All right, at -10. Okay, let's roll. That is going to be a marginal success.
Okay.
+1 success level.
Right. Well, that's a lot to take in. And
You know what? I'm actually going to burn my last fortune to make it 2 successes.
okay. Yeah, there's like this like kind of like pausing nod, and he's like, yeah, it's a lot to take in. I mean, but you know, you raise some valid points. You can tell that fortune point's kind of kicking him a bit. Right. Well,
Consider the following, at least. We have been informed by this watch captain, of whom is of great noble breeding, of course, to investigate and deal with these ongoing murders. He has informed us, and we have been informed, that he, alongside several other representatives of the varying members of the town council, have been called away for an all-day meeting in the guild hall. You were not.
well, there's oftentimes meetings where not everyone's invited. That's certainly if it was the Merchants Guild or the Church of Sigmar, they're all very close together. That happens from time to time. Sorry, I'm just somewhat taken aback on some of your commentary on sorts of conspiratorial elements here. I'm don't get me wrong, and he looks over to Arno, kind of like worried. It's like, I'm taking this seriously, but you have to understand, from my position, I need more than some people coming in here spouting this stuff off.
No, of course. You would require some people of rather high standing to be able to ascertain the reality of this. Which is why I will inform you, since I'm sure you're no doubt aware, Variolin is the name of the royal house of Safari, the providence of Ulthuan. I'm not a common member of a nobility. I am a prince of my far-off kingdom. It is my word that backs this story, alongside the investigation of this man who is a witch hunter. And if you'd like to doubt any of this, then I would recommend that you seek out the injuries of the fallen witch hunter Kustos, whose dead body was found skin-flayed and out in the open merely a night ago on our tail. You could find that body alongside the body that was taken to the mortuary just today, the ones with their hearts removed, alongside the one that we found in the sewer. And if none of these reports had reached you, my friend, then the fact that I am surprised and laying out my dignity in this way should probably indicate that there is indeed something amiss. Now, I'm either a charlatan or I'm speaking some measure of truth. It is for you to decide which I am.
Right, well, I suppose I can take a bit more of a look into this. I'll need a day or two to sort of suss things out myself. This is a lot to take in, and I have to check the records. Schaffenfest's going on. People go missing or show up dead all the time. I heard about the particular murders, though. That was a terrible, terrible thing, really. Let me investigate this. I'll maybe be able to figure something out here. But you'll have to give me a day or two. Like I say, this is very, very heavy.
Indeed, but Forgive me. Might I show you something that might aid that investigation at all?
Right.
Are you familiar with the Ordo Serpentarius, if I'm not mistaken?
Septenarius, the
Septenarius,
Merchants Guild, if I'm correct.
Yes. Were you aware of the series of murders that had taken place in the sewer?
Murders in the sewer?
Yes, there have been murders in the sewer, and I don't think... well, they're rather... The fact that they've not been brought up to you is surprising to me. But then again, they did have their innards scooped out as though they had been cored like an apple. It wouldn't surprise me that an autopsy wouldn't be needed to determine cause of death. But the fact that you didn't receive these bodies is rather troubling. On top of that...
Again, we're more of a legal institution here.
Of course, of course. On top of that, then, I would like to impart on you this. At the site of these murders, not only were there supporting evidence to tie this to the Septenarius or Serpentarius, I'm always forgetting the human names for these things. There was also evidence to tie several of the major merchant families here to it, including a personal affect of one Franz Steinhager.
Right, what was the affect?
I will purloin the handkerchief.
Oh, all right.
Arnold could just pass it to you instead.
You could, but it would be a lot less cool.
Takes it and like looks at it. Well, yeah, that's Franz's. But at this point, you have to understand, friends. And again, he's looking very heavily at Arnold during this. But it's you coming in here with a bloodied kerchief and a lot of stories. Difficult without, seeing something, and I'll do what I can, but...
Oh, would you like to see something? We could show you it.
Mecurion, I believe we have badgered the man enough.
Quite right.
I mean, I agree with the elf. I mean, if he wants the evidence, we'll just bring him to the evidence.
Yes.
I am not of the opinion we need to have as many people as possible looking at this who are not themselves secure.
Indeed.
I want
to roll an intuition on this guy.
Sure.
I just want to see if he's on the up and up. That's one success level.
Yeah. Let's see.
Arno's gonna just lightly turn towards Barin and give him as cold a non-visible stare as he can and remind him.
Unless, of course, you wish to be reminded of the law woman who we unfortunately had charge of fail.
Yep. Well, you get the impression he's like you've come to him with a lot. Like, you're throwing a lot at this poor fellow who is basically just a legal representative for physicians.
Yeah.
So,
hey, lawyer, why haven't you done the autopsy? Huh?
Yeah, why haven't you done the autopsy? Why haven't you're now the one who needs to step up against this conspiracy that goes he's just overwhelmed as I will take a look into this because someone from the Church of Sigmar is here waving their their badge of office in my face. So, yeah. That's kind of what you're intuiting from him.
He's a little overwhelmed, and but Arno is trying to steer the conversation a bit away from trying to force him to action per se.
Yeah, fair enough. Very well. A final request, and then I shall be done with badgering you. It would be most helpful to us if we had some way inside of this meeting hall.
But
perhaps at your behest.
You're just telling me about this meeting.
I am.
So I don't know even where this meeting is.
We'll have to ask someone else, Mecurion. He clearly isn't in on this.
Fair enough.
Right, well, thank you for all of this. I'll do some investigating. Come back in the morning.
Indeed. Thank you very much for your aid.
Of course. And he goes down and immediately you can hear him start to shuffle papers around and there's a call for an aid that goes out.
But we can only hope that that's going to work out in our favor. For now, we should find the Richter estate.
Let's see if we can't find something interesting out.
Right.
Presumably we got that location from him.
Yeah, like, and it's very easy for you to just ask around and find the like you're looking for the chambers of the magistrate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you were able to find Richter's chambers, which is like and at this point, like, it's getting pretty well into nighttime now. You've been kind of moving around town, like, and you spent several hours doing research. You carry on and eventually make your way to like a creaky set of apartments, where you recognize the magistrate is indicated as being. There is an owl carved door that opens as you approach it. And so as you approach it, like, the door opens and someone walks out in sort of like a similar schmuck to what you saw at the Physicians Guild. And he appears to be departing the building.
Good evening.
He turns and looks at you as you, like, shout.
Hello.
Evening.
Are you Magister Richter's physician?
I'm Dr. Bingus, and I can't quite say who I'm seeing or what I'm seeing them about.
Mecurion does not know about doctor-patient confidentiality.
Correct.
The old HIPAA laws.
Have no fear.
Ye old HIPAA.
We happen to be friends of his, and we're here checking in on his condition. We had personal questions for his physician, which, if it's you...
I apologize, I can't quite do that. And frightfully sorry, I have another patient to see. He starts to, like, walk away with, like, at a brisk pace.
Gonna step in front of him.
Normally, I would not intercede on doctor-patient confidentiality.
Like,
however, I
yes,
just remembered I'm a member of the Church of Sigmar, so I can ask anyone anything.
And I'm
So I
Barin.
will.
Yeah, so Zilyana, you, like, step in front of this poor man, and then, like, Arno, you approach, and he's, like, now looking at this posse that's clearly come out of an alley and ambushed him. All right. Okay. Look, I can't really talk too much about the situation. The magistrate's in a bad way.
Sir, if you'll do me a favor and preclude any attempt to try and run away from us, please sit down.
They're like, yeah, he moves to like a bench.
Now, with that out of the way, I have nothing but respect for physicians and their work. However, as I said, member of the Church of Sigmar, in fact, a torturer, actually. Budding witch hunter, if you don't mind.
By the way, I got
tool.
Yeah. Like, way to fucking bury the lead there.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I found it hilarious.
He is justifying to this physician that he has nothing but the utmost respect for this man's trade, but I am also above the law and can do what I want.
True. Fair. Yeah, so he's like, right then, okay.
So, if you don't mind, I would like you to answer the questions that this gentleman here, he will motion with the truncheon towards Mecurion, may ask as well as I, and see if you can be honest with us, please, because we are investigating something very serious. Otherwise, I would not be involved.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The symptoms and condition of the Magister, that would be a good start.
Head swelling. It's almost comical in some cases. The flushing fevers. He's got an early onset of delirium, it looks like. Nothing major yet, but I think it's getting worse. His face seems to have some plummeting to it, which I'm trying to figure that out. The eyes have a bit of a bulge. And then some swelling within the tongue.
Any idea of what caused it?
Nothing yet. I was going to go back to some of the libraries and probably the Temple of Schiller to see what I could find out about it.
Well, allow me to save you some time. The symptoms are the same that took the life of one Carl Togan.
Oh, okay. Do you know this Carl Tugan fellow? Is he?
Oh, yes, Carl Tugan was previously the head of the Tugan merchant family, one of the most powerful families here in Bogenhaven, until he died mysteriously from a strange illness of which there is no other record, save for this happenstance.
There's a nod. Well, that could help. I could take a look at the prior physician's documentation on that, if it's similar. Are you friends of the magistrate, then?
We are, yes, and you'll forgive us for our rather brisk way of approaching you.
No,
Strange
it's
night.
fine. It's fine. Wait, you said your name was Barin, right? He
Aye.
looks to Barin Stackwall.
Hey,
All right, so you must be friends of the magistrate, then. All right.
What does that have to do with it? Have you heard our names?
Well, he kept saying, like, it seemed very much that he had some case involving the Stackwall mine he wanted to resolve. Kept talking about it. It's where we thought the delirium had set in. It's a very one-track mind.
I see. I wonder why he's so concerned about that on his sickbed. I mean, it's important, but...
Delirium comes in a lot of ways. Typically, if it was something recent that was in his mind prior to getting the sickness, it might be that he's held on to it.
How delirious are we talking?
It's almost impossible to carry on a conversation with the poor man now.
That is most unfortunate. We...
Now, I wasn't lying, good sirs. I've got another patient I need to see before the end of the night, so...
Get going.
Yes, I recommend you head on that way.
Right.
Before you leave, the previous physician of Carl Tugan appears to be the Physicians Guild head. You might be able to compare notes with him.
Oh, well, I'll do that. I'll have to file my reports there anyway, so it'll save me some time. Sigmar's blessings be with you. And he sort of, like, nods and rushes off.
Thank you.
Well, our suspicions were correct. I suppose I should head inside and talk to the poor man.
I don't think that'll be very possible, but we can try.
Might as well. Especially since we have this man, an appointed Baron.
hey, I am Barin.
Yeah. So yeah, as I mentioned, the doors kind of have that like owl carved door to them. They're currently closed.
Can we open them?
It appears to be locked when you try to open them.
Damn it!
Wrecked.
Is there any like door?
There's a handle, like there's a door knock. Yeah.
When there's a kick, there's a way.
I always love like parties who like are like all this stuff, and then it's like, okay, the door is closed. I tried to open it. Not opening. Well, fuck. Now we have to break. Like now we have to do all this.
I was Thurston. I was precluding the other thing you GMs love to do, which is we're going to plan all these things about getting the door open. I go to open the door. It is unlocked.
Correct. Absolutely. There's an owl on it. He's given detail to the door. It's trapped. It's full of bees. Who knows?
It's full of bees.
But yes, it is locked. So
World is not sticky.
no. Fuck off.
Can we knock on it?
Yeah, like you go to knock, and after like a moment, there like is a like the door sort of creaks open, and a like much older woman, possibly in her like 60s, opens the door. Hello.
Good evening.
Who are all of you?
Arnold's going to take point.
Church of Sigma, official business. May we come in?
The church? Of course. Come in. I'm afraid the magistrate isn't really in the right mindset to. And you hear this, mine, who's the mine, Stackwall mine.
Oh, I'm glad he's so diligent in his job even when he's sick.
Oh,
I don't think he's going to help much with the mine, Baron.
We have someone
like
who may
that.
be able to snap him out of his stupor.
Oh, really? Well, please go. Here, come. You have to be careful with him. You don't want to get too close in case it's infectious. We don't know.
We will not get too close.
And like, yeah, you see the magistrate who is like bedridden and clearly just has this almost like purpling face. His typical headdress has been removed, but you can see the clear form of Heinz Richter. Yeah, like his eyes sort of turn to you as you peer across the corner where there's been some kind of a curtain that's been set up to separate him.
Arnold will hoist Barin like a cat.
I've become hoist. Heinz, it's me, Barin.
It's like a fucking teddy bear.
Barin, Stackwall, Barin, and the Stackwall. It's the Stackwall mind. It's you were right all along.
I was right about what?
The Stackwall mines, where they came from, how they got me was this damn sickness.
What?
What got you with the sickness?
I didn't think anything of it at first, but then I realized that this was in there. It was down there. They took it to use on me. Those damned traitors thought I would spill all the secrets, and so they used it on me. They must have gotten it from the mine. They gotten it from them. Those things in the mine.
What did they use on you? What did they use?
Whatever this is, whoever's. And like there's like this like mouth like open slightly, and you see this almost comical tongue filling it. Like those damn things from the mines must have given it to them. I heard rumors that they were good at plagues, but not like this. And so, but Barin Stackwall's mine. That's it. That's the key. Barin Stackwall's mine. That's what they see.
Huh.
Barin. I don't know, we'll say this knowing full well he's holding Barin like a fucking teddy bear.
Yes.
He's like, you turn him around. He's like, hey!
Where is the Stackwall mine?
That's a good question, Thurston. Where's my mind? we never really established that because like I knew it was like close because he had to walk the entire way, like travel. But I know it's not super far, but in my mind, but it's wherever Thurston needs to put it.
It's between here and the Grey Mountains. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
That's not very. I don't know how far that is, Thurston. I don't have a map.
Yeah, it's between here and the Grey. It's fairly close to Bogenhofen. Oddly,
Thurston Hillman, how close is to mine?
maybe like a couple days journey from Bogenhofen.
A couple days journey from Bogenhofen.
Thank you. You're like, it's between Bogenhofen and the Grey Mountains. Well, all I can see is Bogenhofen. You have me pointed at a brick wall, and you're telling me,
Are you telling me you don't have the entire map of the Empire memorized?
To find the toilets, you need to go between the brick wall and the forest. I am only able to see the Bogenhof.
Alright, it'll take a couple of days travel from here. The mine's not super far. We do a lot of business here.
Perhaps we can gather the witch hunters.
Stackwall mine. It's mine. It's mine. Barin Stackwall's mine. And like it's like making these weird sounds with his tongue.
But you said that you didn't spill the secrets, that they betrayed you. Who is they?
Counselors, scheme, septenary, Stackwall.
Was it Carl Stein? Guy, Steinhager.
The names, man.
Names.
Steinhagen's office. It's where they can see this me Steinhagen. Stackwell mine.
Was it the token?
And like he starts like crying, just like Stackwell mine. And like the old lady's like, if I could get you to maybe stop, he's really agitated. I'm going to have to take his sweat now. And she like comes in with a cloth.
Right.
Arnold will place Barin on the ground gently so he does not break his knees.
And then, like, as she says, finally he lets out this like gasp of like, and then he seems to like fall back, and she like lets his head a little more, and he's asleep now.
Is he still breathing?
Oh yes, he's just had an episode. He's quite delirious. He just needs to fight this. That's all.
Everyone out now.
Right. Yes. Let's keep moving.
Mm.
We got a lead. We better follow it sooner rather than later.
Aye. What's his face's office? Look through his records, and they're off to the main.
Are we sure we want to head straight to the mine? We could potentially get more information by raiding the Steinhager estate.
He literally just said that, mate.
Aye.
I misunderstood. I apologize. I had too much phlegm in my ears.
Aye, don't worry, it's a common occurrence.
All right. Well, I think if we're going to go to the Steinhager estate, or the Steinhagen estate, that is where we are going to call this session. Dun 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 dun.
Oh no, they were real. You're all doping me. You all thought I was lying, but not anymore. He's the fucker now.
Arnold pulls out the Men in Black flasher device and flashes back.
What are you doing?
And it doesn't work on dwarves, and that's the only reason why the setting is.
No, it doesn't make him forget. It just blinds him.
Oh, it just blinds him.
And he's directly into this light.
It's flashbang in the pen.
Yeah.
Chuckle nuts.
That's fucked up.
So with that, as we get ready to leave, thank you, Earndil, for playing as Arnold's Fleischman. Who are they? Introduce yourself and tell where they can find you.
Yeah, my name is Earndil. As I said at the start of the episode, or tried to, I'm a writer for Alpha Busa on Project Unknown at the moment. And you can find me at Earndilio on Twitter, where you can occasionally see some stuff. Not much of anything right now, but as the future goes on, maybe some more writing snippets, as usual. Maybe.
I'm ZoranTheBear. I've been playing the bully bag today, Baron Stackwell. And next up, Speaker D. Thank you so much for playing Mecurion today. Where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at SuperSnakeKick. You can find me on YouTube doing nothing, but you can still find me there at Speaker D. And that's all. I encourage you all to check out Alpha Busa's Patreon, where he has frequent updates on some of the great projects coming your way. Okay, thanks.
Bi-weekly.
Oh my goodness. And Odoroshi, who you been playing as? Where can they find you?
Yes, it's me. I'm Odoroshi. I was playing Zilyana today. You can find me on Twitter at Odoroshirider. And that's the only place I'm at.
Doesn't exist.
I just don't
and
exist.
thank you to our illustrious game master, Thurston Hillman. Thank you so very much for running this session today.
Hello, thank you for having me. You can find me on all the things at OnCall GM. But lately I've been doing Twitch streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays where I am playing through the Dark Souls, and you can watch me suffer there. And it's super fun, and I'm suffering, but I enjoy it. And
Yay.
yeah, that's where you can find me. Right now I'm playing Dark Souls, and I'm working on our new campaign setting. So that's pretty fun for our new show that's coming up. Woo!
Yeah, if you're interested in all the stuff that we're doing, you can always visit us at warhams.tv. Our website gives you all the info, along with joining our Discord. I need to get a dedicated link to that because I keep forgetting. But if you are on my Discord, there's a direct link to it as soon as you join it, so you get it routed in through there. You can always follow us on Twitter at Warhams Show, and you can get any updates if there's anything that changed, any schedule updates, any updates to the Patreon, things that we're doing, etc. We try to inform people on there and on Discord on what we're doing. And of course, if you follow the Twitch channel, thank you so much for your support today of supporting us on the Twitch channel and all that fun stuff. So with that, we're going to go ahead and leave you all. We're going to go all eat steak or something or do whatever and go chill out and everything.
I'm going to go play a
With that-
hovercraft.
Yeah, a hovercraft. So we love you all very much. Thank you all for being here. Say so long.
You're all great.
Bye.
Love your faces. Bye.
Everyone. Bye bye.
See ya, folks.
Beware.